ourselves as we carry the torch of strength. For grit and brawn builds us as men, and as men it is our duty to be the solace and formidable. It is our destiny to rise in the face of adversity. I accept my fate and take this challenge with the spirit of our ancestors who accepted nothing but victory. Think not of yourself as one good man, but as the greatness of all mankind. Those who write the history will scribe entire books of you and I, for we will not cower in darkness. My brothers, we will ride into dusk on this night, and at dawn tomorrow, we will be known as those who own the sun on that day and every day after. We will be known as the fearless. We will be known as OTB!
Over the Bars podcast is brought to you by Donnell's Motorcycles, Bar to Bar MX, Missouri Vintage Motocross Championship, Keaton Fonholtz Real Estate, Fox, Lap King, Kansas Motocross Championship Series, UFO, Rip and Ruts, Boom, and Innovative MX Training. Gimmick, the official coffee of hard work. Do you need coffee that works as hard as you do? Go to gimmickcoffee.com and purchase a 12-ounce bag of dark roast coffee. Available in whole bean or ground with priority shipping. You'll be brewing and ready for whatever the job throws at you. Gimmick. The only gimmick is in the name. Over the Bars podcast. Never live. Always behind the ball. Consistently inconsistent. Absolutely guaranteed to go off topic. Where fact-checking is not a concern and off-color commentary is all but a guarantee. This is OTB.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 66 of the Over the Bars podcast. I am live in studio from the OTB news desk with none other than Scott Gebkin.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen. And everybody, happy... Hold on. Tonganoxie? Hailing from Tonganoxie, Kansas, on the number 68 Fly Racing KTM, Hunter with 2 L's.
Yep.
Welcome, sir. Glad to have
Welcome
you.
to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Consistently inconsistent.
Do you like that shit?
That intro, that part of the intro is the best thing because we talk about it every time before we start a show.
It's never been better.
And it's every time.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I don't want to be consistent. Actually, no, I said that wrong. I want to be consistent. I don't want to always provide the same exact thing every time.
Yeah, it's a new ride. It's
Yeah.
a new ride. You don't want to theme park and ride the same ride over and over.
Nah, you go from ride to ride.
Right.
Do you like roller coasters?
Love them.
Hate them.
Yeah.
Hate 'em.
Dude, this guy
Never.
fucking hates roller
Hate them.
coasters.
No chance. Nope. No rip
Scared of
cords.
heights or what?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd work on a bunch of high buildings and I hate it. Nope. No roller coasters for me. I don't know what it is.
What's the highest you ever been?
I don't know. Top of a powerhouse, penthouse of a powerhouse, which is way up there. I mean, you're talking
600 plus.
It's pretty high. I mean, you're talking. I don't guess I can't really think of what the average story of a building is, but every story of those is about 2 regular stories.
Are you talking about a coal generation plant?
Correct.
Yeah.
So
where the electrostatic precipitator, what's it called?
yeah, it's a precipitator.
Precipitator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all different pieces of it, but
Have you ever stuck your head in the hole of one of those precipitators?
and not while it's on. No.
Well, okay, obviously not.
No, but actually we're working on one right now up at Thomas Hill.
Yeah.
And that's north of Moberly. It's out in the middle of nowhere. And we did a walkthrough last week, and there's holes in the side of this thing, and it's shooting pieces of metal and shit that are red hot out onto the ground.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's good. It's all shut down, getting worked on now, but they tore off some of the outside of the insulation to see what was going on, and there's the holes in the boiler shooting, and pieces they'll just shoot out right in front of you onto the ground.
Well, the boiler is a different part.
Right.
Okay, so the
precipitator's up at the top. The boiler runs down the main. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just that made me think of it when you were talking about that.
You know, that's what me and your cousin Wade did.
That's right. In Mississippi or wherever
that's
you
right.
went.
Yeah. I went to Mississippi and Biloxi and worked on that power plant down there for like 18 days straight, 12 hours a day.
Made a bunch of money, didn't
Made
you?
a bunch of money, and like they kept falling behind, and then they were saying, "Oh, well, we're going to cut you guys, and you know, you're not going to get paid all this X amount." Like we started going over budget. They wouldn't give us new gloves. Like it would just started going. Working conditions started going down real quick.
Oh wow!
And whether or not that was the truth, or if they were just trying to get guys to leave, either way, guys left, including us. Yeah,
right.
The fucking guy that was with us, Billy Hunzinger. Do you know him?
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
So Billy, he was like, got pissed off at one of the foremen, and he was like, "Fuck you," and rolled out and got a cab and went to the airport. Didn't go back to the hotel and pick up his shit. He's just like, "Will you guys take my shit back? I'm out of here."
Just peace out. I'm done.
Yeah.
Straight from the powerhouse to the airport.
And then I think me and Wade stuck around another 3 or 4 days, and it sucked, dude. It was
Dude,
bad.
I get it. There's a lot of that work that goes on that, man, I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm there all the time, and I don't. A lot of guys I know won't work in powerhouses. They just don't do it. I mean, they're dangerous. That's all. I mean, just being on the unit when it's running, it's not a safe place to be.
Pro Bud ain't scared of it.
No, Pro Bud's a seasoned veteran.
Yeah.
We do a lot of work down where he's at, down in Hawthorne, the Hawthorne Powerhouse.
Yeah. So, Hunter, do you have a job?
No. I mean, I work with my dad, but other than that, it's kind of iffy. Sometimes I work for him. Sometimes I'll just go ride.
Yeah.
So he's a pro rider, though.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. And you're not in school, are you?
No.
No. Is it weird hearing yourself talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
I couldn't do it. The first show I did when I was in your boat with Mike and Jeff, like I had to take the headphones off because I couldn't figure it out.
So the reason that I like to have headphones on is then because this thing muffles and you can't see my mouth per se. So like it's a lot easier to have it straight into your ears, and also it cuts out ambient sounds. So the science on your ears is whenever you speak by yourself, you hear yourself through your throat. The sound doesn't come out and fucking loop around and go inside your ear. You hear yourself from your vocal cords straight up into your eardrums. So then whenever you're hearing something and it's like a live audio reproduction, headphones, whenever you hear it, what you're hearing is the wrong voice from what you know. So it always sounds like way more nasally and really kind of whiny.
Yeah, like when you listen to this later on your drive home,
Yeah.
like you won't think you're listening to yourself. It's weird.
It is very odd. So that's like just, don't worry. You don't sound weird. You only sound weird to yourself.
I mean, you might be weird,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it's
we
okay.
already do
know
that.
Everybody listening. already knows
Everybody's
that.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all right. I mean, look at the guy across the table. I mean, it doesn't get
I mean, he
any
lives
weirder
in
than that.
Lawrence.
Hey.
Poor guy. That's the guy from Tongi,
Yeah.
right?
No, I love Lawrence.
Yeah. The food here is good.
Yes.
The college kids, I could do without them. But if it wasn't for them, then the food wouldn't be so good.
Indeed.
Yeah. So I saw on Facebook that you're wanting to do like engine case splittings and shit like that. Or are you just trying to earn a little on the side? Or
Well, my dad's taught me. So, I do all my own bike work. My dad don't touch it at all.
Really?
And now that I know what I'm doing, and it's not just like, does this part go here or here, whatever.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting to where, like, all right, I've worked on a couple other people's bikes, my buddies, my dad's, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I can start maybe on the side making a little bit of cash.
Hell yeah.
So I had a couple people hit me up already. I've already had their bikes at the house. Worked all day today on them.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Look at you go.
That's odd.
Good for you.
I don't see any grease under those fingernails, boy.
I cut them.
Cut him. Cleaned up for this, dude. He come into the studio. He's got to be ready. Yeah. Like, I didn't shave to come into the studio. You know?
No, you didn't shave for...
Since hunting season.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I was going to go the whole length of hunting season and clip it, and I just haven't. I just haven't actually done it yet, but I think I'm there.
Yeah.
Because I'm ready to start riding. We were just talking about this before, waiting on you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, dude, you haven't been riding much. I said, no, not since November.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time, you know, but we've been a little prioritized, you know.
I've rode 2 times since Thanksgiving.
So.
Including Thanksgiving.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's, I didn't realize, like, I put a helmet on and I rode Zach's bike, like, at my school the other weekend because he said it was messing up.
The
so
Yamaha?
Like, yeah. So I went and rode it. Nothing was wrong with it. But I put a helmet on and it was all caught up in my beard. And I think it's time to go.
Yeah.
You know,
So I've had it a hair longer than that.
this is the longest I've had it.
Yeah. And the weird part, like, you forget about it when you're riding. But whenever you get off of the track and it's all like sandy and dirty and there's like little, you know,
Junk in it.
pebbles and shit in there. Yeah. And then you're like, what
And
the
Cheetos
hell?
from lunch,
Dude,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
no, I had a beard about that size whenever I did the Riverfront GP. And like, it took so long to get it all out.
Yeah, no, and see, like, your shirt has a collar like that, like a button-up shirt.
It'd be bothering you.
Well, no, I wear, like, a bunch of them, mine, I guess they have, like, the top button. It'll just catch, it's just long enough that it'll catch 1 or 2 hairs in the bottom button or the top button of the collar. And, oh, my God, it makes you want to scream just when you're turning your head in the office or something.
So I know, why don't you grow out that mustache?
I plan on it, but my girlfriend says otherwise.
Did you see Benny's?
No.
Oh, my gosh. Look at his, now that he's on Rocky Mountain.
Yeah.
He's got a really good stash going. I hope he got rid of it, but it's Chester Molester.
I hope he didn't. Dude.
I mean, you would be well on your way for that. I mean, you're definitely from Tongi, the way your facial hair grows in that.
No, like right here, it just stops because of my chin strap. But like, I've got chops. They're growing.
Dude, no, you could straight run that cookie duster on that top lip.
Yeah. I'm thinking about whenever it starts growing out, I'll just shave the sides and this, and then kind of chop it.
Oh, boy.
I'm ready to see it. You got all summer.
I know. I'm ready.
I think you should, we should make a deal now. Like, you have to grow it until you win something.
A bet.
Yeah.
A wager.
A wager. I mean.
But okay, so the thing about the wager is that you have to put something up that I'm willing to lose. I mean, what would I have to do? Oh, you want my trophy, bro? You think I'm gonna get rid of this whole shot artist trophy
From Spring Valley, Texas.
dude? Not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah, the mustache isn't worth that.
No,
not
not
nowadays.
for that.
Not something like that. You got like 20 other trophies. I got some in a box I'll give you, but like something
I
like that.
don't want trophies. I have a shit ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big winner over here. Now he's bragging. Jeez. What kind of
I'm
size
sure
helmet
you guys
do you
have
wear?
like 4 times as much as me.
I used to. All my trophies that I have are in here. Well, I take that back, actually. There's probably 100 at my dad's house.
Yeah. There's a bunch over there.
Yeah.
I have a whole bunch that I moved into my new house, and I'm like, what in the hell am I doing moving these? Why didn't I just throw these away? But I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. And my dad was helping me carry one of the
There's
boxes.
sentimental
He's like, man,
value.
you know how much this cost me? You know how much money I got invested in this Rubbermaid tub here?
Yeah.
How many hours?
Okay, so you've been racing dirt bikes for 4 years.
right around almost 5. Yeah.
How long have you been riding?
Probably about 2 years before that.
And was the first place you raced a dirt bike at Dragoon?
Indeed. Yes.
Called it.
Yep. I actually got kicked out of the super mini class because they said I couldn't have big wheels on my 85.
It's a super mini class.
That's what my dad said. So my dad said, let him ride the 250C or whatever it was back then, because we didn't know. Let him ride the 250C or 125 class. And they're like, well, that's a liability on us. So we're like, okay, well, we're done here. We'll see you. And then that's whenever I did like one race on my 85 at Kingsville, wadded up. This is whenever Boyd, I remember first time ever like seeing Boyd Cole. He was so fast. I was like, I want to be like him.
Yeah.
Like, came over the back stretch. It used to be when the long roller set came after the sweepers.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like, I think it was like 2 doubles. And then that last kind of scrub downhill. Yeah, I came over that first one, just like straight pile drove straight into landing. Day was done. I was like, all right, I'm off Superman. He's on to 250s.
And that was in your first year of racing?
Yeah, that was like the first 3 races of me racing.
So we're talking like 2015 or 16?
Either 2015
Yeah.
or like late 2014.
Were you on KTMs?
On 85s, I had a KX 85.
Yeah.
But then I bought a KX 100, and that's the bike that I'd raced out at Kingsville.
Yeah.
And then I eventually got a KTM 250.
F?
Yeah.
F for
The extra strokes.
Are you going to get a 4-stroke?
I can't wait to get a 4-stroke. I can't wait.
Loser.
Dude, it's fun and it's cool, but it's not that fun. It's still cool.
You're 250?
Yeah, I mean, it's all right, but like it doesn't totally do it for me.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean, you rode.
Dude, the last 2-stroke I had was a 125.
CR 125.
Yeah, in like 02. And then, or 03, because as soon as the 250Fs came out,
you were an early adopter.
I was.
You got the 04, right?
Yeah, as soon as the Honda came out with one, I was on board.
And the 04 came out in August of 03. I remember that.
So yeah, right in there.
MSR?
Oh, I'm sure. Or Answer, one or the other.
I think
Missouri State Racer, I'm sure. Yeah, back in the day, you got the contingency for it.
Yeah.
Man.
God damn, dude, you didn't start racing dirt bikes until 14 or 15.
I've been thinking that the whole time.
I'm just sitting here, I'm thinking about all the years.
Been through like 3 hiatuses of riding in that amount of time.
No, I've heard about back in the day. I've heard about it.
He's heard it.
Man, I think we're on our way back to that. Maybe not for this hiccup in the world going on right now, but like I think we're on our way. I think we're clawing our way back.
Yeah.
To the way it used to be.
Power sports as a whole is.
I mean, yes, yeah. So I think the racing will just get there at some point. Oh, get it! I'm so proud of this kid.
Look at him. Brought his own caffeine.
What about?
Put the mic. You got to put the mic to
the
it.
mic up.
You might even. There you go. Oh, that was crisp.
That was classic.
That was good. Even like had a little suspense in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang time.
Oh, that tasted good.
Does that have Ryan Dungey on it?
No, I don't. This one doesn't.
Oh, that's USA Basketball.
I always got the ones with Roxon because I liked Roxon.
Yeah, he's all right. That dude's all right.
Do you not like him now?
Who, Roxon?
Yeah.
No, I do.
Well, you said it in past tense, so I just wanted to make sure.
Well, they didn't make them. They don't make them anymore, or at least I haven't found them.
Basketball. Get out of here.
Did you drink Hanson's?
Dude, barely. They weren't really around here much.
Brad Arnold drank Hanson's.
Yeah.
And Sobe.
He was Sobe. I would have a Sobe every now and again. But I remember Brad was the only one that had Hanson stickers. He was the only one that had those.
Well, he knew a guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what guy that was, but he knew a guy.
Yeah, well, It's all about who you know, not what you know.
Yeah. All right, so, Hunter, we're going to get down to the fucking nitty-gritty here. So you started racing in 14 or 15, somewhere in there, on KX 85s. And now, 5 years later, you're going to fucking Buffalo, New York and racing arena cross. That's like a very condensed amount of time to go from, I mean, that's faster track than Nick Peterson even. Because Nick, let's see, I'm trying to picture the years. Well, okay, Nick started racing in 01 or 02. No, after that.
03 or 4.
Yeah, I think it was 03. He started racing in 03 and did his first pro race in like 09. So that's, 6 years.
Yeah, you're
somewhere
close,
in there.
right in there.
Maybe 10. It might have actually been 10.
2010 was my first pro race. But he might have been the same time frame.
I think it was the same year.
But I quit from 7 to 10.
Right. Okay, but you went from fucking 85s to the pro class in 4 years. So what all right, so you raced the 250 novice.
Yeah, no, I came out in arena cross. That's whenever I went up to the 250 beginner class.
Yeah.
Worst decision ever. Now I enjoy watching the 250 beginner class in arena cross because it's just like a demolition derby.
Yeah.
But besides the point. Started in 250 beginner, then the next year C, and then the next year B. But I tore my ACL at the end of B, so whenever I came back, I did 2 more races. It was the last 2 races of arena cross I'd done. I don't remember what one of them was, but the last one was Tunica, Mississippi.
Yeah.
And then after that, I listened to your podcast about moving up, and I was like, he's got a point. I mean, I might move up. So I was like, I wasn't going to tell anybody. Told my uncle Brian Ames, and I was like, I'm moving up. He's like, you're going to be a pussy if you don't. I was like, all right, so I'm moving up. So next race, actually my first race in the pro class was going with Nick Peterson to Motoland.
Oh, you went
Wow.
to the Pro-Am in Indiana?
Yes.
Holy shit.
For your first pro race.
Yeah.
Nice.
Showed up. There was
Do we have like a clapping we can add in on this thing somewhere?
2 full 40-man gates for qualifying. I showed up, literally should have brought an extra pair of drawers because I shit my pants. I was like, this is ridiculous.
How'd that race go for you?
It went good. It was they had 2. I was in the first division. Nick was in second division. They made top 20, so you'd have a full 40-man gate for the main. And by that time, they'd taken both tracks, put them together, which is A track, B track, whatever. It was like a 6-minute lap time, and
Bro.
yeah.
No, we're going this year.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You ever seen pictures?
I mean, yeah, I've heard all about it. I've just never made the drive.
Gnarliest, I hate sand. I'll ride bar to bar, but I hate sand. Got there. I did not know how to ride that track. There was no way. And then I just started stopped using the front brake, just all clutch and all throttle, leaning back. I felt like I was Superman. I was like, this is cool. And then, so I came out, the first gate, the gate drop in the heat race, I was kind of hesitant to go because it was a tight corner. Mm-hmm. So I kind of went out to the outside, bikes end over end on the inside, and then got through. Some dude cleaned me out second or third lap, and then
He gave you a proper welcoming.
yeah, that was it was a hard hit, guaranteed.
For fucking 32nd place, probably.
No, I guarantee it was because I worked my way back up, and whenever I got off the track, I was like, Nick, I didn't qualify. He's like, how do you know that? I was like, I can feel it. I went up there, looked, I'd gotten 20th place, and that was to qualify. I was like, all right, cool.
Not a total waste of a trip.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what I finished in the main because they never, they only scored top 15.
Yep.
Or whatnot, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a pro-am, so to speak. They kind of call it one, but it's like they just put everybody into the money class. Was it like a practice day where they did got it, yeah. Okay, so this is the way they do it because they don't hold races there anymore. They have one big practice weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Was it a 3-day weekend?
I think so, yeah.
And you raced on Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, so Scott, they have 2 tracks. Track A, track B.
All sand.
Total sand, yeah. And both of them are like just under 3 minutes long. And then they put both tracks together, and it's a 6-lap race for over 30 minutes.
Yes.
And dude, and it's just
I wish people could see the look on my face.
Yeah, it's pretty golden. It's so much fun, dude. I can't wait to go back. One of the best races I ever had in my life was there. In my first year riding the pro class, I went there 4 or 5 with my brother-in-law on Suzuki 4-strokes. And it was a full-fledged pro-am. And at that time, it was Redbud, off weekend, Millville.
Everybody was there.
Everybody was there. Yeah, Blake Wharton won.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And is the Confetti here? Hi. You forgot. It's okay. Thanks, baby. Thanks, baby. So anyway, dang old cats. There we go. Okay, so I got 7th in the 250 class and 9th in the 450 class, and they ran 250 on Saturday and then 450 on Sunday, and it was same thing. Over 40 riders in each class, and it was like the best I had ever rode in my life.
Is it all A guys? I mean, is it actual?
At that time, yes, it was straight up like a professional race. Now it's. Did you have to pay extra to race it?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
maybe. I think so.
I think it might be like $20 to enter, and it's
like a middle of the practice day.
Yes,
run a race,
and
like a dash for cash.
Yeah, yeah. It's anybody that's willing to ride the race, but it's mostly A riders, some B guys, maybe a couple vet dudes, but like nobody that doesn't belong out there straight up isn't going out there.
There was one guy.
Okay, perhaps there is.
On probably an early 90s, maybe late 80s CR, I think it was a CR 250, maybe it was a CR 500, I'm not sure. Dude did not need to be on the track
no,
at
if
all.
he's on that bike, he doesn't need to be out there doing
Tell
it.
that to Vince Malion.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, good point. His doesn't count though. Vince's 98, whatever year it is. His two strokes are like they run as good as a new one, especially since it runs as good as an orange one because it's red, so it probably already runs better.
That's the official coffee of hard work right there.
What is this contraption that's in? So hold on, back up. So Aubrey just came in and delivered 3 cups of coffee, 3 coffee cups.
Yep, 3
and
mugs.
a what? Full of coffee.
That's a pour over. So you saw that filter?
Yep.
That brown thing that was in there? It's a paper filter that goes in the top, and then you put ground coffee in that, and then whenever you get the coffee up to the water up to 200 degrees, you then pour the water over the top slowly. It's kind of a long process, but it delivers the best coffee you can drink.
A pour over.
Yeah. Let's see how it is. The only gimmick's in the name.
I love the name.
Thank you.
I love the name.
You hated it first.
Well, no, I mean, I love to talk shit on the name. I love the name so much because it just gives me material.
Yeah. You're like a fucking comedian.
Basically.
So that was your first pro race.
Yes.
And then...
That was just like this last summer.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. And then you come back home, and did you have the track at your house built at this time?
The arena cross track?
Yeah.
I had actually went out there. Took me like 4 days not by myself. My buddy was out there, which, let's backtrack. My dad owns an excavating company.
Got Angell Excavation.
Yes.
Got it.
And so my dad brought home a 963, which is a big dozer.
We ain't playing around.
No. And I had a straight rhythm. I had a big, long set of whoops that was probably 200 yards long that my dad had made into a corner, into like another straight. It was just like 2 straight rhythms.
Oh, yeah.
And my dad, I put that into a big pile, went into the hillside, just started digging, and then built what I thought was the baddest ass
Yeah.
arena cross track. But it was so sketchy.
Yeah.
So Tracy came out, helped me.
Okay. Yeah. Could I interest either of you in some?
I don't drink coffee, but I'll take some.
Yeah.
I'll take. Yeah, pour me a glass. Sure.
Yeah, I'll
You
take
want
a
the
cup.
OTP
Of course
cup?
I do. Yeah.
I know you do. I'll pour you a little.
Even though the Telluride name, now that I'm seeing that, that's one of like my favorite words. I've never been there,
Yeah.
but there you go. Are you old enough to drink coffee?
Uh,
How old are you?
By law,
me?
Yeah,
I'm 19.
19. 19
you're
years
gonna
of
tell
age.
you right cup.
I'll
We're,
get
we're
the
gonna give
Let's
this
give
cup.
this a shot.
Just try it. Yeah.
Has this been disinfected?
Yeah, that's Corona free.
That tastes. Is this just the black coffee?
That's just black coffee.
And what roast is this?
This is my dark roast.
The dark roast. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can taste that.
Pretty good, huh?
I'm not a coffee guy,
I
man.
understand.
But
I get it, yeah.
I could drink that. Yeah.
So here's the thing. I bet before we're done, you hit that again.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it again here in a
You're gonna hit
second.
that. Yeah, you can hit that shit. Yeah. Hunter, what's your rave review over the Get My Coffee?
I don't usually like really dark coffee, but that is pretty good.
What do you drink? Like a frappuccino and stuff like that? Something with an umbrella in it.
If I drink coffee, if I drink coffee, I'll go to Casey's and get me this Starbucks mocha.
You go to Casey's and get a Starbucks mocha.
So you're drinking cold coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I literally don't know anything about coffee.
It's a milkshake. It's coffee flavored milkshake.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
essentially.
about now. Yeah.
Okay. So you come home. You don't have the arena cross track built at that time. When did you start, prepping for AX? Because that race would have been in like July at Motorland.
Yeah.
August, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know. It was hot as balls.
Yeah. So you come home, and you're not really racing any local outdoor stuff, are you? I mean,
Now?
yeah, no,
Since then.
no. At that time, okay, last year in the summer, the season's winding down.
Yeah, I think after that race, I went to Adrenaline, and I think it was one of the Missouri State races, like last Missouri State race or something. There was 3 pros. One guy did not need to be in the pro class, and then it was just me and Nick.
Yeah.
And me and Nick just went and battled it out.
Hell yeah. Nice. Okay, so now you're back in Kansas, Missouri, whatever, and arena cross track you've got the track built, so you just start fucking banging out laps before it gets cold, or?
I banged out as much as I could on the track that I had built at first.
Yeah.
And then it kind of gotten boring, so I was like, well, I'll still go out and throw down 25, 30 laps a day, but it wasn't nothing.
You were just going through the
Yeah.
motions.
Yeah.
That's not fun. That's
Yeah.
work.
That's work. That's when you're clocking in just
We've
to get
said
it
that
done.
many times. That's not fun. That's work.
And think about it, arena cross track with no whoops, because I didn't know how to build whoops. So I was kind of nervous.
That's my kind of arena cross track.
Yeah. And then your first AX race, was that fucking New York?
Yeah, that was.
Hold on. That was your first arena cross race in the A class?
I believe it was either the first one was New York or the first one was DeCoin.
I think New York was the first one.
Okay, so yeah, I drove down to Oklahoma, dropped my bikes off, drove to Texas, got on a plane, flew all the way to Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And then sat in a car you do not want to ride in a car in Boston, Massachusetts. You think Lawrence drive like dickheads or whatever, Johnson County.
Yeah.
They drive like some dickheads.
Country boy from Tongi has a rude awakening in Boston.
Probably are you riding in like a Prius too from like a rental car?
We were riding in a Suburban with my buddy from Texas. His dad was a state trooper down there, and he was doing 87 and a 65, and a state trooper from up there was hot on his tail.
Yeah.
And he was not letting off. He was just staying in the fast
Just
lane.
cruising.
Yep.
What's he going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pull him over, show him his badge.
Yep.
Get the fuck out
Yeah.
of here.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
So
you fly to New York.
Now, hold on. Who are these people from Texas?
My buddy Jacob Job and Brendan Gray.
And do they race? Brendan
Yeah.
Gray, is he number 147?
No, he is number 5. His dad is the one that started the G3 racing kind of group that we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a Cody Gray from Colorado is 147. Got it. So those are your guys. I mean, did your parents go to that race?
No, my dad had a hip surgery that Monday or that next Monday.
He's
So
staying home.
yeah, and my mom didn't want to go because she wanted to be with him. So I went up there solo. I mean, I still had all their parents, but I just felt like a loner.
So how'd your bike get to the races?
That's what I dropped my bikes off with my buddy Dylan Burns' dad. He had, I think it was like a 30-foot enclosed trailer that he drove from Oklahoma to Missouri, and then from Missouri straight up.
Wow. This is it's like almost like a factory privateer ride.
Yeah,
like as weird if that doesn't make sense, but that's what you've
and
got.
you flew
here.
to the races and then didn't
Yeah.
have to drive yourself that.
Yeah.
Buddy,
Yeah.
But he gets there and he's by himself and has to get his own
Okay.
shit straightened
Okay.
out. So factory privateer, we'll call you that.
Almost like a European race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might as well be.
Might
It's
as well,
Boston.
And you qualified really well at that race too, didn't you?
Yeah, I went into the heat race, pulled the whole shot I pulled the whole shot in both heat races, 250 and 450. 450, I won the heat race, so I went in with first gate pick. And in 250, I think Preston Taylor got past me, and then I think I finished second in that heat race. Yeah.
Wow. That's
good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah. And then what about in the mains?
I think I got a 6th and a 7th.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, you should have. If you could have stepped on that soil, it was literally straight out of the river. Like, okay, you ever done a compaction test?
Yeah.
You ever stepped on like dirt that's just like a sponge?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's how the track was. It literally ruts up every face. Whoops! If you hit the whoops, you drove straight through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like Riverside Raceway. Actually.
Yeah, a lot like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that in Kentucky and Indiana. It's a lot like that too. It gets real sticky.
Yeah.
It gets real it's weird, but like it stays. It's weird dirt. But it's real sticky. Yeah.
And
Bouncy.
And that was a kicker race too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then came home, started banging out the Jays races.
Yes.
A bunch of them. Is that series over?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Did you do any of the not coast, but any of the divisions or
In the wahoo?
in Jay's races? Like he has it split up, north and south, east, west,
yeah.
whatever. Did you like stick to one region or anything like that?
No, I just went to all the ones we really felt like it.
Yeah.
And then like the ones in like Tennessee or wherever. I didn't go to those ones, or I didn't go to Mesquite, Texas, or whatever. Yeah. So I made it to like, let's say 75% of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the most you made in one night?
Hey, hold on. I knew you were going to ask this question, or I listened to it on your podcast with Alex. In one night, dang, I don't even think I had like a good weekend. I think the most I've made in a weekend was like $500, almost 500.
That's fair.
It's all right. If you're not paying for your bikes to get there and stuff, then yeah.
Yeah, no, that's better than some guys that are racing Supercross.
There's no contingency or anything in that series, is there?
Yeah.
Or is there? Or for KTM?
I don't think my mom signed me up for that.
Ooh.
No,
Dang.
dude, there's no KTM contingency.
I don't know.
There
I mean, I
isn't?
don't know.
Not in Jay's series. There might be a kicker, but not a Jay series.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because the kicker is the AMA series.
Yes.
Correct.
So it would have it. Jay's won't
Correct,
have it.
yeah.
Jay's probably has contingency from other things, but not.
Perhaps.
I mean, like from
I
VP fuel or something is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sunoco.
Or Sunoco.
there you go.
Where can you buy Sunoco? Where can you even get it at?
You can't really get it here. It's a West Coast thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, you can. I know
Really?
that. Yep.
There was actually a guy here in Kansas City that was carrying Phillips 66 race fuel for a long time.
I used to get it out of Columbia. Some guy in Columbia had that.
The Phillips stuff, and did it have the rainbow can?
I don't. Yes, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And then he had another like black and red one. There was 2 different kinds.
That's the one. I was running that shit in like 03.
Did you ever run the Purple Power race fuel or whatever it was?
Damn, that sounds really familiar.
It was like straight out of the pump. What I can remember is there was a gas station by Finger Lakes that had it. But there was another place you could get, like there was somewhere in Green Valley you used to be able to get it. It was like Purple Power 100, 110, something like that.
Yeah. I
don't know who made it.
That strikes
that's like
me,
what
yeah.
the brand was like Purple Power. I don't know what it was. Doesn't matter. It's not around anymore.
Yeah. So you just went and raced at Adrenaline
Yes.
last weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
How was it?
In the morning. Okay, so let's start off with practice. Saturday, it was pretty good. Like first practice was very sloppy. Like usually like what an outdoor track would be first practice, just drenched.
Just wait until you get your pro license.
Oh my God.
I'm ready. I seem like I ride the fastest.
You think you're ready?
Yeah, you think. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, so like that was good. I think I did 4 or 5 practices, and practice got over at like 3, and I was
on Saturday.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, to be 19 again. Ride 5 practices on Saturday.
I'm sore thinking about
Yeah.
it.
I drove myself down there. I hooked up to the 5th wheel with my dad's truck, and he was like, "Well, I'm not gonna make it Saturday." I was like, "Okay, well, I'll hook up to the 5th wheel and I'll take it myself."
Yeah.
He's like, "That's fine." So I took the 5th wheel. Friday night, drove down, got everything set up, was camping like a real adult.
Good for you.
Fucking country boy can't survive out there, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You run on a trot line?
I hate fishing.
I don't fish either, dude. I don't do it. I can't do it. It does not do it for me. I'll hunt and shoot shit all day, but the fishing thing just doesn't do it for me. I don't have that chill out. That's not the kind of chilling out I want to do if I'm.
No, you're a fucking chronic thinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is bad if you're a fisherman.
Right.
You same way? You think
Yes.
a lot?
If I throw the lure in or like cast, and if I reel it in once and it doesn't get a bite or a fish on it, I'm done. I'm out.
I have caught many a bluegill on my first cast at my dad's house. It's like, it's such a silly pond. I mean, you can catch any. If you're not catching something on your first cast, did you even put bait on it?
Right.
It's one of those deals.
You operator error.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Yeah.
So now what? Now, like, what's your plan? Are you gonna try doing Loretta's, any, area qualifiers or pro-ams or?
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. Actually, I haven't stuck with a full series for outdoors because I've always gotten injured. That I was in the past pretty bad with getting injuries. So I think this year I'm going to maybe actually next week either go down to Robbie Smith's or down to Underground and ride for a little bit, train, because at Adrenaline that was the eye opener to my speed that I'd had and the comfortability that I had. It's just my comfortability wasn't there, really.
Do you think it's from riding so much indoor and tight stuff that whenever you go to a fast track like that, you're like, what?
Yeah, like I was trying to remember everything Robbie had told me and what Scott had told me.
Yeah.
But it was hard. I didn't trust the bike in the corners. I always kind of wanted to either drag a lot of the front brake or kind of tap the back brake.
Well, it doesn't help either if there was like 1,000,000-mile-an-hour winds that day, race day last weekend.
That was sketch.
So the big winds, I mean, even if you're turning, it still kind of affects stuff when it's blowing like that.
Yeah.
And
it was just you, Williamson, and John Barry, right?
Yeah, and then John only raced the 450 class, so in the 250 class, it was me, Jeremy, and some other fella from St. Louis, 48 on a Cowie.
Unsure. I don't know.
Did he ride the 450 class too?
No,
That's weird.
not gonna say. He was a No, I'm not gonna say. Never mind.
So anyway,
Let's just say he wasn't up to
He wasn't up to par?
Up
No.
to par, not on the pace.
It'd be racist if I said it.
Oh, we don't want to go there.
No, yeah.
Was that Mexican kid?
Mm.
Canadian?
No.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He had a helmet on. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so
Anyway, so you
We're
haven't
going to-
raced
yeah.
a whole outdoor series. You're a little, and you rode all indoors all winter long. So you were riding and racing. You've been riding and racing since the snow came, and so now it's time to get time to get in the groove for outdoors. If you're going to start riding outdoor stuff. So what is? I mean, we talked. You haven't done a full series. Do you have a goal to do a full series? You can try to do Missouri State or Kansas or.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I did that race last weekend, and that's maybe, what is that, the Midwest
MX.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do that because it's a little short series, and I haven't rode Grain Valley since I was on 85s. I rode there once.
Yeah.
Whenever Brian Trout had it.
Yeah. Whew, I'm ready to go out there. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, dude, I don't care. I'm gonna go race out there, and I'm really looking forward to it because I've never won in the A class there, even though my dad owned the track, and I rode there every fucking day
Back
of the week.
then, dude, the A class was a different animal.
Yes,
it was. A different animal
it was.
back then.
Yeah. That's.
Have you been out there since
No.
they started working
Have
on
you?
it? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
a bunch. Dude, it's right down the road.
I
Bro.
know.
It doesn't get any closer than that.
How pumped are you?
I couldn't be more pumped. Like, I don't think I'm even going to build a track at my house now. Because I don't need to.
Tell me more. What's the track looking like?
Dude, it just needs so much work.
Yeah.
I mean, they've made a lot. The track is probably actually done.
It's everything else.
It's just everything else. There's just so much work to do.
Yeah.
They need that 963.
Hey,
Because that's a big loader, right?
Yeah, tell him to hit up Angell's Excavator.
Yeah, I will, actually, because we could use that. Because all the stuff that I was trying to get from work's all it's on jobs right now, so I can't get it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be good. It's a neat little layout. I mean, you can only do so much.
It's Grain Valley, yeah.
It's Grain Valley, but it's going to be cool.
Daytona Supercross.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Which this year's was weird. Did you watch Daytona this year?
I was in Costa Rica.
Oh, yeah, Costa Rica.
Yeah, and I tried watching them both, but they were blacked out. You couldn't watch it there. Even though
really?
I have the fucking NBC app, and even though I can watch the races,
Right.
I couldn't in Costa Rica. It was blacked out.
That's
for some
crazy.
reason. I
Well,
know.
dude, they have licensing things. There's all kinds of different stuff. I remember when we went to Belize, like they had all the pop songs and like today's big #1 hits and stuff, but they were being sang by other people.
Really?
Yeah, but it sounded like them, but it was different because it's the licensing stuff. I don't know what or how or what. I don't know what it is or how it works, but
Yeah.
that's probably
Yeah, perhaps it's aired on something else down there.
probably.
Yeah.
But man, that's crazy that the app itself wouldn't work though. But you're probably running on a different system. I mean, you're not running on an AT&T system.
I was on Wi-Fi.
That's weird.
I know.
Because you can watch MXGP.
Yeah, but
If you have-
MXGP is an international
That's true.
series.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's an international following.
I wish they had Australia. I wish Australia had an app or something where you could watch all the pro stuff.
I've watched some of the Australian motocross nationals live a couple times. It's pretty rough. Like
Is it?
the production of it, yeah.
Dude, I want to go race. If anybody's listening and you got a bike in Australia, like I'll get myself there.
Yeah.
Corona or not, I'll get myself there and I'll race it. I want to race in Australia so bad.
Yeah.
Just because. Or overseas or anything. So if anybody's got a bike open, like I'll get on the program. I'll get myself there. I just need something to ride.
Yeah. Dude,
I don't even care what color it is.
why would you?
Yeah, just get me there. I
You're in
don't care.
Australia. There's a couple of tracks in Australia that look like if Buffalo was a sand track.
Sign me up.
Same. That's the way I
Sign
feel.
me up.
Yeah.
Buffalo was pretty cool. You don't even know what Buffalo is.
No.
Oh man, poor.
Did you never went to Radical Rob's, Triple R Ranch, Legends Raceway?
Wait, what was the second one you said?
It's all the same thing.
Oh.
Legends Raceway in Bolivar? No, it's
Halfway.
Halfway. Bolivar's where you turn to go to halfway.
No.
It was a pretty cool track. But Buffalo and Legends were 5 miles apart.
Yeah, close.
If
It
that-
wasn't far.
yeah.
It wasn't far.
And both of them had absolutely terrible like white clay for dirt. And then both of them started putting sawdust on it.
Like sawdust, not wood chips, not like
Mulch.
mulch.
Straight sawdust.
Sawdust from the sawmill, the good shit, the right stuff you're supposed to use.
Good
Yes.
oak. Yeah.
Like what they
or
use in-
walnut, you know, that
Pine,
shit.
whatever,
Pine.
anything, sawdust,
It's salt.
salt.
And dude, it like was the most unbelievable, like gnarly. It was essentially like a miniature Red Bud on Pro Day.
Yeah, it was. But it had a couple weird spots, you know, where it was real tight and didn't really make any sense. Had a concrete start, like a smooth like this garage floor concrete start, not like a gridded one, like as smooth as that was a challenge in itself. And then you drop off into this, 10 inches of sawdust and try to blow through it. It was cool though. I felt like Buffalo, you'd be wide open. And then you'd be hard on the brakes as hard as you possibly could, and then hang a hard 180 or something, and then right back on the gas again.
My favorite part about that track, so you do start left, and I know that it changed a whole bunch, but from my memory, is you went left, over.
They did have an over-under, yeah.
Okay, you went over, down that hill. There was an embankment, came back up, and it was like, like so choppy coming up that. Then left, underneath, right, tiny tabletop, double thing. And then you went straight down towards the back, and there was a giant pine tree, and that's whenever the track got really gnarly, ruddy, and really sawdusty. And there was that long-ass straightaway that had some rollers in it, and then he went right up the horseshoe and then down into the long Millville rollers.
Yeah.
That section back there in the back, dude, fucking Robbie Smith taught me a lesson of what it's like to be a man back there.
Just WFO around the outside.
I mean, one of the most insulting passes that anybody's ever done on me. Like, he was a pro rider, and I was a local A boy, is the way that it made me feel.
You were a schoolboy rider.
I mean, I was.
You were in the A
I was
class,
at
but
that age.
right,
Yeah, I would have been
exactly.
15 at that time. And no, that's whenever I was like, whoa, dude. Yeah, these guys with that AMA card are not fucking around. Yeah.
I believe it.
I really liked racing with Robbie. I pissed him off so bad at Moberly one time because I crashed on the first lap, couldn't get my bike started. And he lapped me, and then my bike started, and then I was like, well, fuck it, I'm right here. I might as well ride his pace. And then I raced, I fucking raced him. And I was a lap
And he
down.
was not stoked on
Oh, my
that.
God, dude, yeah. But also, he would not let me pass him. I was going
Right.
faster than he was, but he would not let me pass him. So he was kind of, it's his own thing.
Moberly, dude. We were supposed to do a school there tomorrow.
Yeah, that sucks.
Just too much rain. I'm
Way
bummed
too
out.
much rain.
I had a bunch of kids lined up. Dude from Iowa, Illinois,
Yeah.
St. Louis. It was going to be cool.
My biggest class that I ever had was at Moberly. Yeah.
Dude, one of the biggest weekends I had was at Adrenaline 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But then this weekend, it would have been another big one. It would have been really good, but it's just too wet. I was actually up there at Thomas Hill, which is actually just outside of Moberly, and we got rain on the whole time I was on that job. So just too wet. Not because of the corona.
No.
Just because it's too wet.
Dude, fucking Corona's canceling everything.
Everything.
Didn't cancel me riding today.
Safest place to be is the dirt bike track.
Yeah.
Where'd you ride today?
Dalton's.
Dalton's.
Yeah. How was the soil?
It was so before Trevor went out and ripped it up. It was very sloppy.
Yeah.
But I was still having fun. I didn't care. And then he ripped it, and it kind of got clumpy, but it still made lines. It was good.
What is that in, like a cornfield or a bean field or a pasture? What was it in?
It was beside it used to be a cornfield. I don't know if it was a cornfield.
No, it was
just black dirt farm ground.
Yeah, no, I mean it just had tall grass on it. It never got, but it's in a weird like ravine thing that would be really hard to kind of terrace and to farm.
Yeah.
It would take
Right.
a lot of dirt.
A lot of dirt work.
So they said fuck it, and there may have been livestock there at some time, but no, where it's at, the fucking grass is this tall, or it was for the longest time, and then all around it was crops, but they've moved out into that area, so the track's like 3 times as long as the last time I went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out there again because it looks like fucking 660 on the KTM. God damn it, I can't believe I'm blanking. Trevor, thank you. Sorry. It looks like Trevor's been taking pretty good care of it, or trying to.
Yeah.
But
okay, yeah, that's what John said. He said last time Jeff was out there, he said I don't think he enjoyed it much. He said, but you need to tell him to come back out. He might like it now because Trevor has been doing a lot of work out there, and he's learning. So he's gotten a lot better, and everything's getting a lot smoother, bigger, and faster. So
well, the last time that I was out there was for Dalton's ride day.
Yeah.
And I left. Aubrey and I had plans for that night, and I wanted to. I wasn't going to go to the ride day, and then I was like, fuck it, dude, it's right there. I'll just go. I think I only rode 2 times and then loaded up and came home. Not because I didn't want to be there, but because I had shit to do later that day with the old lady. They're always fucking shit up.
The old ball and chain.
Dude, yeah, but she's so badass, though. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm psyched. I think that, listen, if you want to do a series, go do a series. But I am an advocate of going, like in your situation, go chase the money.
Yes.
You know?
And just get the experience, because if you're chasing the money, then you're going to be riding with some really good dudes.
Exactly.
Yes. And you should be, I mean, usually the money's at really good tracks.
Yeah.
Usually. Sometimes you get a one-off and it's a backyard track that's got 10 grand thrown at it or something. But like, I mean, it happens. But
there's one of those in Arkansas that I'm not telling anybody about.
it's fine.
Yeah.
So, and you'll race a bunch of dudes you don't know or guys you haven't seen before. I guess it's so different now because there's social media. You have Instagram.
Yeah.
So you know who's fast and you know where they're from and they'll just show up. But like, dude, when we were like getting into it, like, you didn't know who they were.
I remember the first time that I raced Blake Keaton from Arkansas and Nathan Benoit and John Adam, I think or Michael Adam. I can't remember the guy's name. Rode Suzuki's, his dad has a Suzuki shop. But it was one of those deals where I was like, I don't fucking know who these guys are. I didn't know people from Arkansas could ride.
Right?
You know,
they had dirt bike tracks in Arkansas?
Yeah, no, seriously. I thought it was, you know, they just, if they didn't come to Missouri, then why the fuck, you know, they have to be goons.
Right.
Michael Wright was another guy. He's
from South Missouri, yeah.
Okay,
he might be in Arkansas, but yeah. 417.
Yes, his son races. Michael Wright Jr.
Oh, maybe that's who I'm thinking of. He's a little bit younger than us, probably.
Yeah. No, his dad was he was like riding with a road barricade. Very, very wide ride. Really hard to get around. Was really good for the first 3 laps. Same way I am now.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Vet rider. Straight up vet rider, yeah. We had some run-ins.
I believe. Were you on the losing end of that?
No, actually. And I think it was because I beat him at his track.
Right.
And it was a dicey move that I made on him, and he protested me. And the track owner was like, fuck you, dude. The kid's getting the money. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
Yeah. So, anyway, I believe that you should try to season yourself with a lot of different flavors to just get as fast as possible, as quick as possible. But also at the same time, like the Midwest MX, is it 200% payback? Do you?
I'm not sure. Yeah,
sure.
I don't know.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I think that's right. It's pretty close to
Did you make any money at Adrenaline?
Yeah, I spent 80, made 90.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Those are good days.
Yeah.
Made $10.
Yeah.
Actually,
Bought you some Casey's pizza on the way home.
I didn't make $10. My girlfriend asked me for some gas money, so I gave her $10.
Wow.
Before I went and got my money, and then I seen that I'd made $10 extra, and I was like, well.
Hey, you rode for free. You rode for free. That's all I'm asking for nowadays.
Yeah.
I can ride for free, which most of the time I end up paying.
So, yeah, dude, I would say, go where you know that you're going to get smoked.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As opposed to being the local track champ. I mean, it's fun.
It's fun and it's cool, but like, dude, you will learn so much on a gate of 10 to 15 guys. In the first 2 laps, you will learn so much in your first couple A races outdoors like that. It's a different game. If you're riding the arena cross stuff, but I mean, still the arena cross, it's not the same. It's even the fast guys in A, indoors and outdoors, it's take that intensity from arena cross and then give everybody an extra 10 feet and an extra gear. And it's just, it's different.
Yeah, instead of second gear, you're in fourth.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, just go out, educate yourself. And just, I mean, like you said, you've had a lot of injuries in your outdoor, just being on, non-arena cross riding. And so go there, learn what you can, and just ride, elevate yourself. You don't have to be the fastest dude right now. You don't need to go try and be the fastest guy. Just go out there and get your ass kicked, and you'll learn from it as you go. And then you'll have a good day where you pull a whole shot, and then you're going twice as fast as you've ever gone before, and it happens just like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because I've noticed when I pull a whole shot, I'm way faster.
Oh, yeah.
Than any other time. Like if I, unless you fall down in the first turn and you're all pissed off and you get up and get going. But even then, like if you get like a fourth place start, you just end up riding around in fourth place most of the time.
That's what my dad said. He said, well, I had known that whenever I get super pissed off, I ride fast. And my dad was like, at the end of arena cross, he said, I'm gonna start getting you riled up, start getting you pissed off before you go out. Because, I mean, I would push, but I'd push to the point where it was my comfortability. So, like, I didn't want to go up and over. And
Didn't want to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what.
You watch MotoSpy, the Red Bull MotoSpy on YouTube. Have you ever watched any of those?
For being as big of a fan of motocross as I am, I never watch motocross documentary style videos.
Dude, those are so much cooler. I'd rather watch those than the races.
Really?
Yeah, I would rather watch those than the races. The races, I'll fall asleep. But watching those, dude, I'm like, let's go fucking ride. Like, I'm ready.
Really?
Yeah. So anyways, like the newest episode, they're like at Tampa or whatever is where they're at in the series. And it actually might have just came out today. But I was watching it when I was running on the treadmill, and it's exactly what he's talking about. It reminds me. So Cooper Webb's in there talking, and he says he's referencing this conversation with Roger, and he said Roger comes in and he's like, "Do you want to be the champion?" He goes, "Well, yeah." And Roger goes, "Well, we'll see. And like, I guess that just fired him up, and then he went and won the next race. Or
really?
Yeah. It was, that's, he's like, yeah. And then side note, he's like, Bobby Reagan used to do that shit to me. And that's how he would light the fire. Like, you doubt him, and then it's game on.
And then he makes a point.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I've never, like, probably the only person that's ever actually motivated me to ride better is Keith. But at the same time,
I think it's because he's so big and he can reach out there on the side of the track so far.
No, he there was a couple times where he would come back to the trailer, and it's one thing because, like, and this is your fucking selling point with your motocross schools, is my dad would come back to the trailer and he'd tell me shit straight through. Didn't listen to him at all. Not at all. Keith could come back and say the exact same thing in the same amount of words with the
same sentence.
Yes, the same sentence. And I'm just like a sponge. Like, tell me more. What else do you have for me?
Dude, all the time. I run into it all. I mean, that's why people come to my schools.
Absolutely.
For that exact same reason.
So, yeah, I've never been one to get fired up, though. Like, I'm the kind of guy that, like, the more relaxed I am, and this used to piss my dad off so bad because he's like, do you even want to race? Like, do you even want to be here? I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm fine. Let me chill, bro. And I fucking sit back and I fuck with my phone. He used to get so irritated whenever I mess with my phone. And I'm just...
Sidekick.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, it's race time whenever I show up to the starting gate. And he's like, well, we came here, it's a race and you're supposed to be competitive. You need to have your mind in the game. I'm like, nah, dude, I don't want to fucking think about dirt bikes. It's hot. It's shitty outside. Just let me chill, dude. So I'm the exact opposite. Where, like, if somebody starts talking to me and I am there to race, I'm like, dude, don't fucking, let me just chill.
Dude, that is my favorite thing to do now, is get on the start gate and just start talking.
Yes.
Oh my God. Just anything. I don't care if it's the weather, coronavirus, coffee. I don't give a shit what it is. That's my thing to do now, especially, and it's so different, dude. So you'll go up the lineup for plus 25.
Yeah.
And you can do it and everybody cuts each other up and it's just hilarious. It's a good time. Everybody's here to have fun. You go to 250A or 450A and you do the same thing, and it's nobody gets it, and you just look and you laugh at everybody, and it helps me ride better. But I'm the same way. Like, when I get into the gate, like, I usually hit my watch and see where my heart rate is, and I will get myself to calm my heart rate down because I focus better and I perform better when I'm calmed down. And I don't know if I used to always be that way. I think when I was younger, I had to get, well, not really fired up, but I just was always excited.
Yeah.
And then nowadays, God damn, that door's loud. Nowadays, it's like I've got to get myself to calm down.
That's how I was at Tunica, the last arena cross. I never get arm pump. The only track I get arm pump at is Kingsville. And I went out for practice, pumped up. Arms are just rock solid.
Right.
Yeah. So everybody's like, well, just shake your arms off, like roll them out, get ready. Went out for heat race, still pumped up. And then I started usually I want to be really calm whenever I get up there.
Right.
And then whenever I get on the track, it's just like a spike of just like heart rate straight up.
Right.
But then I started trying. I went for like a nice little short jog before my next heat race, and then whenever I got up there, did some jumping jacks and
got yourself elevated before so you didn't spike so hard. That's a good idea too. I mean, everybody just operates a little bit differently. For me, I have to get myself to calm down a little bit on the gate because it helps me. I start better. My first lap is always better. Now, I don't know. I mean, my heart rate spikes and I pump up and get tired by the fifth lap anyway.
Yeah,
so
but dude, you've always been such a good starter.
Right. And that's my thing. If I can, because the better I start, the better I ride.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back in 2007 at Millville Amateur Day in the B class, I pulled a massive hole shot, and literally by the end of the first lap, I had probably a 20-second lead.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, I was moving, and then I wadded my fucking brains out. I mean, I had enough time that I got my bike up and was trying to start it. I'm kicking, and it wouldn't start.
Absolute hero to zero.
Hero to zero. I mean, it's probably one of the fastest I've ever gone.
Yeah.
I mean, fat hole shot. And I was pumped, and it was happening, and I was going, I mean, I couldn't believe how big my lead was. And then coming down, you cross over the start, come down the hill, right at the bottom, right before it chicanes, I went ass over tea kettle. Man.
Motherfucker. I haven't heard that in a minute, ass over tea kettle.
No.
I'm really looking forward to racing this year.
I want to.
Yeah,
I
know
want
you
to.
do.
Yeah, I'm ready. Right now I'm ready to ride. I'm really jazzed to go do some riding.
Same, dude, but my fucking bike's all apart.
Well, it's orange.
That's not the problem. Now, I'm just waiting on Factory Connection to... I'm waiting for Factory Connection to get me my suspension back. They're doing the coatings.
Oh, that's right. You told me you were going to do that.
So it should be back next week. And, dude, then it's full hog. I'm ready to go every week.
Did you do the motor and everything already?
No. Rebuild it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's totally rebuilt.
I knew you were doing it, but I couldn't remember if you did it already.
Yeah, that fucking bottom end on the bike only has 15, 20 hours.
Oh, you're good.
I don't even know if it has that many.
Dude, I'm still running the stock 07 lower end
Nice.
in my two-stroke.
Yeah, but that bike had no hours on it when you got it.
It's still crisp. I haven't even jetted it, dude.
Why would you?
Right. I just run it.
Just run it.
It needs to be. Every time I ride it, I got to clean it out pretty good. But other than that, it's fine.
I am so worried about this fucking disease that's going around. Not because I'm afraid that I'm going to get sick. Listen, dude, great. I will take the virus.
Not scared of the virus.
I am not scared of the virus at all. What I'm scared of is that the one and only race that I truly want to do is the Glen Helen Two-Stroke National. It's like as a matter of fact, it's a month from today.
It's April 11th, 12th.
Yeah, dude. If there is a travel ban or still a block of people over 250, which seems to be the standard, there's no way. There's no way we'll have that race.
No. I mean, they might move it to the fall or something, though. I mean, that's a race that they could move.
Yeah, absolutely. So. That's what I'm trying to say is it may be down the road.
But still, you're all jazzed, ready to go. I even talked to Brent about going.
Dude, yeah. They have a bike for you if you want to go.
I know, and I got a bolt package just the other day. I was pretty excited
you did.
about
I got
it.
Did you get the washers?
No, I haven't even opened it yet. I've been wanting to do it. I wanted to film it. It's just sitting there. I'm waiting.
Yeah, I got the factory washer set up, which is kind of squirrely because KTMs don't really have a lot of washers on them. But I will find places to put those fucking washers, even if it makes my bike heavier.
They still look cool, right?
But yeah, I will put drilled out washers.
You got pounds to add to that thing, so it's fine.
I got pounds to add right here,
that's
buddy.
right. I'm trying to get rid of mine, bro.
Yeah. I'm fucking hungry seeing that Chipotle pack. Just seeing it, I'm just like,
It did the job. I was glad I grabbed it on the way. It's an hour and like 20 minutes for me to get here.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. It's cool.
20, 30 minutes for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what can you do? It is what it is. We're here.
We're here.
Hopefully Mikey gets better soon and we can pop shit off at his place.
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I'm down with
That's
that.
the best spot because it's central for everybody,
Right.
for the most part.
Yeah. Well, you coming from work, that's a way
Right.
better deal.
Yeah.
It's still 30 minutes from my house.
Are there any... Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Is there anybody that is like... Do you have like an arch nemesis? Like, have you been racing long enough to develop a rivalry?
No, not really. I've had some people that I always want to beat.
Yeah.
That's like, sometimes they'll be faster than me, sometimes I'll be faster than them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I understand that. But you don't have like a nemesis yet.
No, I had a nice little come to a couple, probably about...
That's right. You were
Yeah.
a Facebook internet sensation there for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Everybody loved that. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I forgot you and Williamson got into it.
Yeah. So,
Did you guys, I mean, obviously you had words after.
yeah. So what had happened was I'd put on Snapchat, I'd just taken a video of, he literally snapped my shifter off clean, just clean off. I put it on Snapchat. I was like, nice riding. Like, it was just a joke. I didn't care. I was a little pissed because I couldn't finish the race, but I wasn't like super pissed. And I was like, I was over the night. I was like, I'm done. I was just like, I've got a whole nother bike sitting here. I can just pull the shifter off. I can go.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'll just play it safe. So I went up, took my my transponder off, had to walk by his pits. I was just gonna avoid him because I wasn't trying to bring up any trouble. I'm not somebody that tries to start shit or bring up shit.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty nice guy, kid, whatever.
You can say man.
Hey, you're
yeah.
over 18.
You're a man.
Yeah, so walked by there. He said something, and then I walked over there, and then it just shot up from there, and then my dad got involved, and then
Dads will do that.
The old Tongi came out.
Yeah.
Kelly's fighting back in the day, so it came back from down under real quick straight to the skin. Yeah, so he was riled up, and he said some words, and at that time I was like, hell yeah, this is badass, cool. Yeah, I was like, this is the first time I've ever came across this.
First encounter.
And then that was that, and then he had posted some shit on Facebook, and I wasn't gonna post anything. I was gonna be the big man, not say anything. Oh, I read every comment. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was a one-sided story for sure. Nobody heard my side, but I was fine with that. I was like, yeah, it's cool. So. And
then you raced him last weekend. Is it?
Yeah, I talked to him.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah. So
is it water under the bridge now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not boiling over no more.
Yeah. Until you T-bone him and 2 races from now or something.
And then blood's a boiling.
And then it's back.
Yeah, no.
Just like that.
I found out how to ride somewhat in arena cross real quick.
You learn that pretty quick, don't you?
Yeah.
If you don't, you won't make it into the mains.
Dude, every time I would pull a hole shot or something in arena cross, and next thing I know, I'm just getting fucking pummeled from behind. Like, I didn't even do anything wrong, and some dude's cartwheeling and his bike takes me out in the next turn.
You probably were pretty used to that at home.
Ooh, Wait a minute.
Yeah. I said it. So, I don't know about you guys, but I am really curious about what's going to happen with the Supercross season.
I am as well. So what they canceled through April or something, right?
I mean,
because they've added like 5 or 6 races to it.
Hold on,
They've added more.
That's developed.
Yeah, today they did this today. The Detroit. It's right now. It was Indy, Detroit, and Seattle.
Yeah.
Now they've added New York and something else. I can't think of where the next race is. But they've added like 2 or 3 more races to the list.
When is that going to be?
Let me find it. Give me a second.
Pull that shit up. Yeah, because that's going to be cutting it close to lapping over onto the outdoor series.
They said they might have a couple double headers.
Yeah, so that's what I think they're going to run double head events or run triple crowns or score the points in triple crowns different or something.
Interesting. I know this is weird, but I was really excited to watch the races this weekend with no fans just to see what's it going to be like.
Well, like I'm just bummed out. Like we all have to there's nothing to watch.
Dude, no, there's nothing.
There's nothing to watch. NASCAR pulled it. The Masters pulled it. Tennis pulled it. I mean, there's no sports. All sports are canceled.
Yeah, all sports are canceled.
Let's see. They have canceled March 14th, Indy. March 21st, Detroit. March 28th, Seattle, which we knew those.
Yeah.
April 4th, Denver. And the Futures canceled.
Okay.
So the Futures is canceled. April 18th at Foxborough. So that's Boston.
Yeah.
And Supercross Futures there. Everybody's getting refunds. And so that takes us through April 18th, which is about where the bands, I think the Kansas City deal goes till April 21st or something.
Jesus, dude, I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah. So, it's 3 and 4 weeks is what they're doing is they're pushing it out and then they will address it from there. Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think they'll run whatever after Foxborough or they'll do a double headers or they'll run Vegas. I don't know what they're going to do. Because NASCAR was going to run with no fans this weekend, which really would have been a very smart thing to do. NASCAR should run anyways, because they're struggling. Mm-hmm. The last couple of years they've struggled ever since they came off Fox or whatever. You should run the series just to help your brand.
Dude, I'd watch it.
Yeah, everyone would watch it.
It's the only thing to watch.
So why would you not? Like right now, the UFC is the only thing that you'll be able to watch. They're doing the UFC in Brazil with no fans.
No shit.
And then there's one in London, I think, next week with no fans. Those are the only 2 sporting events that I know that are happening.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know what.
And there's no music shows.
Yeah, Coachella. I know you're bummed about that.
South by Southwest got canceled.
All of it.
Aubrey and I were gonna go. Okay, do you know who Anya is?
I feel like I've heard it before.
The fucking sail away, sail away. Yeah. That song. Okay, so her sister also sings, but she does more like theatrical stuff, like plays and
Broadway
opera. Yeah. She was actually going to play here in Kansas at this or here in Lawrence at this like super hoity elite event. Not a lot of people knew about it, and we got tickets to it, $25 a piece. Okay, but it's like one of those deals where it's like a silent auction too. She comes, brings all these super famous people in, or super rich people in, and then they get to do like, I don't know. There's just shit for sale.
Right. It's a fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser. Yeah. But she's performing. It was a 50-person cap at this giant mansion. It wasn't the one that you went to for the wedding out west.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was one here in town, one of these. I think it's just over here on Louisiana. They canceled it. And it was a 50-person deal. And
dude, it's liability. I spent almost my whole day at work today putting together a memo to send out to all of our employees and our clients.
Dude, I've gotten them from Chipotle, Advance Auto Parts,
your bank.
I don't think Capital One sent me anything. That's where I'm freaked out, dude.
I got them from all my banks. I got them from, I think Best Buy sent some out. I mean, I got a bunch from work.
Yeah.
And we have a bunch of our clients are wanting to know what is your company's procedures?
Yeah.
If you lose 30% of your workforce to COVID-19, what happens? And so I had to go through and put this whole layout together, what we're doing to prevent it, how we're going to handle it. And we'll see what happens. It's an ever-changing, fluid situation.
The problem is there's no preventing it.
No.
Because so at the point of infection, okay, let's say that you are contagious, All right. So from contagious to first symptom, 7 to 14 days.
Yeah.
And the point at which you are most contagious to give it to other people is in that window when you're not showing symptoms.
Right.
So this whole testing that, you hear on the news and shit.
Well, now they've just released all kinds of money into it. They're bringing the private sector's coming in and doing testing.
And good.
That's what they need,
That's
right?
all good
100%.
and well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they still need to be, the thing is, everyone is going to have to be tested, whether you're sick or not. Because the problem is, once you're sick, you're still contagious, but you are not as contagious. The typical life cycle of this virus, let's say you get infected on the 1st, you have 7 to 14 days before you show your first symptom. And then after first symptom, typically 2 weeks before you are totally free and clear of
it's another 14 days after that.
Yeah, so it's essentially almost an entire month. Let's just say 3 to 4 weeks of a full life cycle of the infection.
And there's no treatment.
There's no treatment.
You just ride it out.
There's treatment for the symptoms.
Yeah, shortness of breath, things like that. They'll give you oxygen.
But there's no treatment for the actual virus itself. Correct. So those that are most likely to struggle from this are people of age, people that have pre-existing medical conditions, people with lung or respiratory or coronary disease. Yeah, people that are not active, and obese people, which we have a fuck ton of all of that in America. So I saw a graph earlier, and this was not some shit that's about, like fucking liberals. It was not an opinionated graph.
It was statistics.
It was a statistical graph showing that on the first through current day of the first diagnosis in Italy to where it's at right now, which it went from 1 to like 30,000 confirmed cases in, I think, 14 days or something like that. And it was showing on the 11th day, they had 1,200 confirmed cases. Okay. And that was now in America today, we had our 1,200th confirmed case. So the United States is obviously far larger in population than Italy. So it's actually going to be far worse.
Somebody was on somewhere. One of the doctors was saying that it'll be over 1 million people will get this virus.
And you know what the kill rate of it is?
3.4,
3 to 5. Yeah, 3 to 5% is what they're saying.
So the hard part. Dude, there's so many ways we can look at this.
Yeah.
Do we want to look at it from the conspiracy theory? Do we want to look at it from the election? Do we want to look at it from the media and press? Do we want to look at it from the virus itself?
Yeah.
Do we want to look at it from prevention? I mean, there's so many different things out there.
Yeah.
And different ways of looking at it. What I want to know.
What's that thing? That's a gas can. They do that. What's that thing that you fucking put it up to your face and it's got the wheel and you click the thing and the wheel spins over and then you see a new image?
Not a kaleidoscope.
Not a kaleidoscope. Do you know what that thing is?
I've used one.
Yeah,
I think
but
they're
what's that
old.
called?
I can't
Yeah, they're
think of it.
old.
Yeah.
Anyways, the analogy that I'm trying to present here is, yeah, you click that thing and which lens do you want to look at it through?
Right.
Because you can click and click and click and regardless, yeah, like you just said, 7 different ways that you can look at this.
So what I want to know, what does the 19-year-old group of your friends, you and your friends, think of all this happening? Or is there not a care in the world? Or you just more days off school, stuff like that? Or what?
No, yeah. So last week was spring break for Tongi. Now they're canceling next week, so everybody's happy. But I don't think they've came to realize like what shit's actually about to go down. I don't know if it's gonna go down. I don't know anything about it, but I'm worried. But it's at the back of my brain. I'm not too worried. I don't care. Also,
what those kids probably don't realize is if the school districts don't have those kids in the seats, they're not getting paid.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so whenever they cancel class, it's not like this, fucking Sam Brownback is like, well, we're going to keep writing the checks for the education that's not being provided. So schools essentially get paid off of an ass and a seat. And then they are assessed on their performances. But whenever you're not sitting in that seat, the school doesn't get paid for you. That's why they take attendance every single day.
Right. 100%.
It's to count how much money they make.
Absolutely. It's where the funding comes from.
So what those kids probably don't realize is, hey, this isn't just like school's still over, March, April, May, what is it? Like May 1st,
Sure.
5th, the first week of May. No, sir. All of those missed days are either going to get rolled over to the end of the year or rolled over into the beginning of the next year.
Yeah.
Because the school districts still have to get paid for X amount of days, X amount of seats.
What
filled.
they've been doing lately, they've been sending out polls to parents with like a one question poll. Do you have internet access at home? And so many of these schools now, depending on your district, depending where you're at, most kids get a Chromebook or get an iPad or something like that's assigned to you. So what they'll do is they'll do virtual and online classes and stuff. But man, so the funding you're talking about, so that's what blows my mind on all of this. Okay, you have the NCAA tournament. Is all NCAA championship sports done, boom, shut the door, canceled, not doing it.
That was $1 billion loss.
If not more.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have that. You have the NBA, the NHL. Now you have the Major League Baseball. I mean, you have spring training suspended. You have they don't know what they're going to do in the first part of it.
Suspended indefinitely.
Right. So then you have NASCAR, the Masters golf tournament. I mean, every sport you can think of is canceled. Boom, done. We've already kind of mentioned that. But now Disney has closed all of their parks.
Yeah.
Florida, California, and Paris. The cruises, the cruise line situation is totally shut down.
Yeah.
And so this is big money stuff, okay? Look at what's Amazon doing. Are Amazon drivers still going?
Yeah, they are.
So their policy's probably going to change eventually. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen with that. But you have to look at all these big time, major, losing hundreds of billion-dollar companies just losing money right now. Boom, shut the doors, losing money.
It'll be $1 trillion quick.
So we're talking liability. They're closing the doors for liability reasons.
Right.
But what else are they closing the door for? What do they know that we don't know?
Is it that they do? Is it that they do know something, or is it they, like us? They is such a blanket term, but the people that we're speaking about, the people that are making these kind of decisions, is it that they too don't know?
I think a big part of it is don't know. I mean, we had SARS, we had H1N1, the swine flu. The swine flu is the last one you can even relate this to in 2009, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to think.
I believe it's going to be a 6-month cycle.
I think it'll be done by the end of May.
Really?
I do.
Now, the reason that I say that is because this is America, and this is pull yourself up by your bootstraps type, country, and we're very hard-headed. We do not plan for emergencies at all until they come. The perfect example of what happens whenever a neighborhood is isolated. And the best example that we've seen of that, the two most recent examples, number one, New Orleans during Katrina, was an absolute fucking nightmare, okay? And then second place right behind that was Manhattan, and specifically Williamsburg, a neighborhood in New York, whenever Sandy came in and flooded the city. There were entire neighborhoods that only had, an inch or two of standing water. So you could get around. You were fine. But the supplies weren't coming in.
Supply chain.
The supply chain. Exactly. So whenever the supply chain gets cut off, and it will, the question is it a day? Is it a week? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 5 weeks? How long does it truly take? Because the thing is, all right, let's say this, the intermodal center here in Edgerton, like the Amazon warehouse there. I was asking the guy, because I delivered there today, I was asking the dude in the receiving department, I said, what's going to happen whenever one person that works here tests positive? And he's like, oh, dude, we've already started adjusting the shifts to where they're spreading out all the workers to where nobody is in it's normally there's like 350 people in the building right now. He said that they automatically just went to a 3, maybe they might roll it into a 4-shift system to where there's only 100 people in the building at one time.
The other part that companies are doing, which I found out one of our clients today is doing this, is they're taking people's temperatures before they come in the gate.
Yeah.
And that's because that's a leading indicator is a fever.
Yeah.
And so which is technically illegal.
Yeah.
According to ADA and all that, you can't do that.
Yeah. That's discrimination.
But there's a pandemic. And a lot of those rules go out the window.
We're also under a national state of emergency.
Right.
Yeah. So that's underneath that. That wouldn't hold up in court.
Right. No, not now.
So, my fear is the supply chain. It's not the virus itself. Now, listen, people are going to die. There are probably, and this is a conservative estimate, there will probably be about 100,000 people in America that will die. Most of them will be the elderly. Because what happens as soon as it goes into the retirement homes, it doesn't get out. Because those people, the thing is, every single person in a retirement home has some type of condition.
They're compromised. Their immune system is compromised. They have a heart condition, whatever it is.
And if it gets into one of those places, dude, it's
that's the first guy to die in Kansas was in one.
Yeah.
But so the next question is, how did he get it? Where did it come from? And there's people that figure that out. They figure this stuff out, which is crazy to me.
The CDC can trace that back.
World War Z type shit.
Yeah. Now, the only thing, okay, so that's like a little incubator. Okay. Now, imagine a rural town like Kincaid, Kansas. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere, right next to Mapleton. Okay, both of these towns have 75, 80 people in each. Okay, and it's just like a tiny little gum pack with 7 streets north, 6 streets west. And it's mostly old people that are isolated away from, we're talking about good old boy type people that don't come into town. If you get one person in there that gets infected, okay, then
they're all done for.
They're all done for because everybody there knows each other. They all hang out. They all high five. They all go to the fucking, the Mason's Lodge for pancake breakfast on Sunday. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
And then these little rural areas, because for us, we all live in the city. It's out of sight, out of mind. Fuck them. Is like.
Well, and
is what it is the mentality that'll get broken down to because it will turn into us versus them.
Well, just like right now, we're being naive.
Yeah.
Compared to what California is doing, Seattle, we're in Kansas City. Like we really don't have any. It's not really a problem yet. So it's just interesting to look at it because, man. So here's another conspiracy. I mean, we could go conspiracy theory all day.
Do it.
But you think they're doing this? You think this is all happening so they can kill off all the old people so Social Security will level out and we don't have to reset and put money into Social Security? That came up today at work.
I've heard it. Yeah.
The other one is it goes right in because it's election time. Blah 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 blah. We can go that route.
That one's really juicy, really salacious. And I've seen the graphics. Fucking H1N1, swine flu.
Those are the same thing. You're thinking bird flu.
H1N1.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Swine flu.
Okay. The fucking split hoof one, mad cow disease. SARS. Thank you.
Ebola.
There's always a pandemic on a election here, right? Okay. That's cherry-picked information.
100%.
Because there's a pandemic every year.
Right. So it's so funny, dude. And it's what lens do you want to look at it through? And do you blame the media? Do you say this hysteria and mass panic is and it's not really even mass panic yet.
Not yet.
But I mean, still.
Good luck getting a roll of toilet paper.
Good luck getting a roll of toilet paper.
Okay, so I do point the finger at the media to an extent because from my perspective is how many times in the last, let's say this current presidential administration, how many times have we been lied to? Blatantly, just fucking lied to by the media. It's countless.
It's a way that they do business.
No. Right. They're generating clicks and views by sensationalizing, by over-reporting.
The media is probably doing better now than it's ever done.
Yeah.
They are, the media wise, selling clicks, ad
Yeah.
space, whatever. They're making more money right now than they've probably ever since Trump's been in. Which, and I'm not. This is in no way pro or anti-Trump conversation. It's just conversation.
Yeah.
So, because I don't give a shit who votes for what. It doesn't matter to me. But what it is it's a reality TV show now.
Yeah.
And everything is a fucking headline. There's 24-hour news. Okay. So here's why I think it will be done by the end of May. Fingers crossed. That's what my goal is.
The virus or the
pandemic.
Okay.
Okay. The virus will probably. I don't really know, but I think it will be out of the headlines by the end of May. And I say that because I think that it's wintertime. Right now it's rainy season. For the last couple months, we've all been sitting in our house. We have been doing nothing but consuming media.
Yeah. 24
hours a day, 24-hour news, around the clock. It's an election year, so that's thrown in your face. And that has nothing... That's just a topic. So, but you just consume media all day, all night. You're on your iPad, you're on your computer, you're in front of the TV, you're on your phone.
Never ends.
Never ends. And it's every single person. It's been wintertime. What else are you going to do? It gets dark at 5 o'clock. Now that's changed, obviously, but you up until the last couple weeks, it's dark early, it's cold, you don't go outside, you don't do anything. Well, come May, school gets out, which it's kind of out now.
Yeah.
But it's going to be up to 65 degrees every day, 70 degrees every day, 80 degrees every day.
People are going to be going outside.
People are going to be outside doing shit.
And will they allow? Are we going to be allowing that?
You're going to have to, because right now, I mean, we're still in flu season. Okay,
Yeah.
Flu season usually ends by the time school gets out. You're not going to have kids in school every day. The work actually goes on outside. More people go outside because construction work, stuff like that, happens outside. So I think by the time we get to that, it's going to change a bit because of where we are. I just think it's the seasonal. I think that's all just part of it. So
what about the stock market?
That's what I'm worried about.
Would this be the best time to buy in an all-time, really an all-time low?
A lot of it. So actually today it was up. I think it ended. They pretty much made all the money back today that they lost yesterday, but it's doing this roller coaster right now. Up, down, up, down, up, down,
That's
up,
what
down.
my dad was talking about.
Yeah. I know guys that have lost $80,000 in their 401k, $40,000, $22,000.
Well, in 1 month, let's see, a month ago today, the Dow index was 29,398. Today, it's 21,000. So it's dropped 8,000 points.
Yeah, we had the worst day since 1987 or something. Yeah, a couple days ago.
So as a whole, on a 5-day index, let's see, the very lowest it was on Thursday, actually, 21,197. Today it rebounded to 22. So we're up 1,000 points from what it was 5 days ago. No. Yes.
And it's so funny because some guys, depending on where your money's at, Hunter, I mean, that's exactly what you're saying. Is where some guys are up right now. Some guys are way, way up. Yeah. If you got money in cruises, your money's way down.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in the hotel business, if you've got money in travel, hospitality, customer service, whatever you want to call it, you're down. But if you got money in pharmaceuticals and toilet paper, Charmin, if you're bought into Charmin, you're booming. If you're Netflix right now.
Yeah, Netflix, Koch brothers, Johnson & Johnson. Yeah, those are good stocks to have right now.
My dad has Johnson & Johnson. He was wanting to get into, whenever it was really low, maybe buy into Disney.
Yeah. But I mean, Disney, the thing is, a lot of that's going to come back.
Yeah.
Once this wave is over with, but like you said, there's a pandemic all the time. But how bad is it going to get? Is it going to get to the point where you can't go get milk and eggs at the store? Is it going to get to the point where don't leave your house? Is it zombie apocalypse type shit?
So what I was trying to say earlier is if the supply chain goes down, which to a certain extent it will, it's inevitable. Because somebody at Associated Wholesale Grocers is going to come down with it. Somebody at McLean is going to come down with it. Somebody at Amazon is going to come down with it. Statistically speaking, somebody is going to be diagnosed, okay? And then, like you were talking about, liability. How could the, operations manager at McLean get a phone call from the CEO saying, "What do you mean you're still operating?" Because they're dealing with food.
Right.
Okay. So where I'm saying is then they got to fucking pump the brakes.
Right.
Okay. And then 30% of the restaurants in the Kansas City metropolitan area aren't getting food. And then if AWG goes down, which then, I mean, the quarantine time is probably 3 weeks of no operation. You may have guys that are going in there that are, in hazmat suits, getting hazard pay, that are doing the
cleaning and everything.
Maintenance, yes, and quarantining the building. But for the most part, product's not coming in, product's not going out. Well, roll that back one tick of the clock. All of the perishable shit that's supposed to be going in there, that's going into the freezers, is now just being thrown away because they have to keep producing. We have to keep producing. So the farms, factories, the agriculture industry, they have to continue to produce this shit even though it's not being bought and stored. Because if the supply chain goes down, the actual manufacturing of those supplies, except for non-perishable goods, canned goods, etc., all of that will be affected. Okay, so then whenever that does, we have to bail them out. Again, we just bailed the farmers out. The farmers, I know that I'm trying to kind of getting strong.
Oh, dude, we just reach. That's,
yeah,
it's OTB,
yeah.
right?
But
that's what we do.
No,
here.
what I'm trying to say is this is in one instance in one direction. Perishables are going to be very, very low-hanging fruit, so to speak, right now as this happens. And now that's, in my opinion, best case scenario.
If it gets to that situation, if it gets that far.
All it takes is one infection.
Right.
That's
so
the thing.
so that's the one thing. So like in work right now, like we talked a bunch of different stuff. Our clients want to know what we do. Like from my standpoint, I look at it from a liability standpoint.
Yeah.
Okay. So we work on power plants. If one of my guys gets it on a powerhouse, that entire, so they do shutdowns. They turn off the whole unit. We go in and work on it.
Yeah.
And then so my guy is on there. And he's got it. Now they got to shut that whole job down. Mm-hmm. So us and every other contractor on the job has off quarantine testing. The whole
job's
deal.
delayed.
Job is delayed
3 weeks
at least.
Yeah.
So now you've got to either decon everything.
Yeah.
And with that, everybody's exposed. So everything has to get shut down. That job is now delayed. So you got if you've got liquidated damages or whatever it is. Okay. If you run into that situation, so. Now they're not creating power because they can't turn it back on like they're supposed to. And here you are coughing in here. Now we're going to have Corona in here now. Yeah, sure.
But at the same time, now Evergy's buying energy being generated somewhere else.
Right. So now, when that comes time to pay that bill, and everybody's still got to get paid when this job is done, but now we've got 3 months of lost time.
Yeah.
Do they go back and charge whoever got everybody sick, or is that under? I mean, and this is questions for insurance guys and everything. Is this considered an act of God? Is this? Do you have coverage for this?
Yeah.
You going to pay out under your general liability? How's that working? This is all reaching. This is reaching way out there, but that's kind of my job to do is to look at risk and what could potentially happen.
Hunter, have you ever heard of act of God in an insurance policy?
No, sir.
Have you ever read an insurance policy?
Yes, actually, I'm soon, in a couple weeks, I'm going to go get my license to start selling insurance.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. Well.
Here in Lawrence.
You better start learning about the act of God.
Oh, I'm going to class. That's what,
yeah. Okay, so like on my mortgage insurance and my homeowner's insurance, both, included, written into the policy, are act of God. Like an act of God is not covered on my house.
Mm-hmm.
It's not covered?
Or I don't know.
It is covered.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It is covered.
It is covered. It's just, that's the open-ended statement of the absolute unknown will be covered.
If something just abstract happens or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's an act of God is a hurricane, a tornado, something like that.
Well, those are
or
natural disasters.
Yeah, but that's considered an act of God. But yes.
Yeah, an act of God would be like 5 category 5s happening all at one time. Right. Is
yeah, or something, just stuff you can't think of. Stuff that happens in the end of days movies.
Yep.
What about if
the day after tomorrow?
Yeah, good thing you're covered.
You come home and your house is just gone.
You got to call Jake from
The whole
State
thing's
Farm.
gone, yeah.
The whole thing's gone, but all the trees and every other house is still there.
Khakis.
Khakis.
So, and this is the thing about the supply chain, and this is what I do for work. I'm in this industry, is logistics. One of the major things that people don't think about, okay, is the most publicly traded thing in America is not stocks, cash. Okay. Now the virus has a 24 to 48 hour shelf life on hard surfaces. Hard surfaces. So think surgical steel, plastic, rubber, PVC. Cash, which is moist, kept in your back pocket, it naturally absorbs water. There's a longer shelf life for it to live on a piece of paper, such as cash, especially something that has fucking fecal matter and food and other stuff on it for it to live off of temporarily. There's a bank here in Lawrence that on Friday Thursday they stopped accepting cash deposits.
Well, and then I've got a bunch of emails from banks and credit cards. Use online mobile banking. Like basically don't come to the bank. Yeah. Is what they're saying.
Yeah. So, what happens whenever Garda and Brinks stop operating, and then the ATMs dry up, and then the banks don't have the cash? Like you can't go get the cash out of the bank, but at the same time, why would those financial institutions? Okay, the stock market crashes. If the market crashes, and then they freeze all assets, and you can't access your money, but you can't get the cash out. If it's all stored away, I mean, you can have $1,000 in your checking account, but if your debit card doesn't work and you don't have the cash out, what the fuck are you going to do? That's whenever the looting starts. Okay, so it's one fucking cunt hair away from the whole thing just falling in on itself, starting with that supply chain. And we rely so much on third-party warehousing companies that are fucking shit shows. And they have many, many, many people that are not Americans, that are immigrants working in them, that have different living conditions, different, health standards, different
backgrounds, everything,
sanitary procedures, of not whatever,
just whatever.
Yeah. So it could be, it could come from out of there. And I'm not saying that, the Mexicans are dirty and they're bringing the coronavirus or anything like that, but it could just be health standards, of people from a different country, different cultures that may get themselves into trouble.
What I'm worried about is what he's holding on to. That's where you get
the cell phone.
That's the most dirty thing you can have.
It is, yeah. But at the same time, I don't touch his cell phone ever.
Right. These are my germs.
Yeah.
My germs. Yeah. But man, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to go that far. I mean, it obviously could. That's end of days, zombie apocalypse, World War Z shit. But if you look at it, it's, for one, the stock market has procedures in place to keep it from crashing like it used to. From the Great Depression.
It has the 5% lockout. I can't remember what they call it.
Anyway, so you have that. But then with that, you have, if you look around right now, business as usual. And so that could change.
Have you been to a restaurant in the last 2 days?
Well, no, and it's slow. I get that. But have you seen the start line at Starbucks? It's still fucking full of line at Starbucks. You know what I mean? Like, people are still going to the grocery store. People aren't going to the movies. They're not going to do
entertainment.
Yeah. Hospitality, entertainment. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that's not happening right now. And so these other companies are booming on that. Netflix, Hulu, shit like that. That's...
Okay,
who doesn't already have a Netflix account?
Has talk of working from home been brought up at your office?
So not really, because we don't really operate like that. Mm-hmm. I could if I wanted to, but we don't really operate like that. But it has been brought up. I know Cali, they are offering that to people. A bunch of them work from home anyways.
Yeah.
But that's an option. A lot of companies are going to that if possible. And what is happening is they want you to limit travel restrictions. Yeah. So many people travel for work, and we don't do it, so we don't really think about it.
Yeah.
But so many people will travel for work, whether it's driving or getting in a plane and flying for the day and then flying back. And so that's a big part of it, where they limit travel, especially to cities like Seattle or places where it's a big issue.
Yeah. So something that I believe that will come out of this, on the positive side, is that after this pandemic runs its cycle and we will start to really see how essential it is for people to show up at the workplace. Because there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of people that go to the job and there's absolutely no reason for them to be there. They could be 100% totally remote, away from the office, and equally, if not more productive from home. And this is a great time to run that experiment. So the question is, how many corporations are going to see this as a net positive for them to run people or to run the operation from home, essentially, and realize, oh, wow, we don't need this $150,000 a month lease that we have on this, on these 2 stories at this executive office park. And then you add that up company-wide, that's 7 locations, like a fucking... name a company,
Right.
InfoSync, let's say them. If InfoSync can save, well, that'd be $3.5 million a month times 12 by getting majority of their workforce to work from home, and they can maybe increase the pay or whatever. They'd have to figure out a way to monitor it and keep people productive, et cetera. Ways to meet telecommuting.
There's systems for that.
There's systems for that, yeah. So I believe that there are a lot of people that are going to figure out, hey, I don't have to show up to be productive. And there's going to be a lot of people that are a lot more happy to work from home.
And it's all just industry related. I mean, we have a client right now that I was talking to today where he's getting ready to lay all his guys off because his home's not ringing. And they've got a lot of inventory. So he doesn't need his guys to come in and work because he's just bleeding out if he does that.
Yeah.
So he can run it with 2 guys right now until it's time for him to need more, more inventory built up. So it just depends. And he's in the concrete business, like precast concrete.
Yeah.
So it just depends. It depends on what you're doing. It all depends on the industry.
Secondly, I think that because of the travel restrictions, and I know that BNSF is moving at like an all-time low right now, like their coast-to-coast train network. Last week, they moved 12 trains across the country. That's down 90%.
That's crazy.
12 trains. Now, that's not saying that they're not going from intermodal to intermodal or doing regional, local stuff. But those trains that get from one side of the country to the other at a fast pace, the freight hasn't been there. So that means that there's an overstock of goods right now. And whenever that dries up, will we continue to rely so heavily on China to be our manufacturing?
I don't think anybody wants anything from China.
That's the thing.
And for a long time now.
No, dude, fucking everybody's going to cut back off of all the shit that they're buying from China. I think that coronavirus to China will be equal to Chernobyl to the Soviet Union.
That's pretty good. I haven't thought that far.
Yeah.
I haven't taken that look at it.
Because China, as a semi-capitalist but also dictator, country.
Communist.
It is a communist country. And they do anything to undercut the competition being the entire rest of the world. Well, at the same time, the reason this whole fucking virus got started is because of places like wet markets. Do you know what a wet market is? Yeah. Do you know what a wet market is?
No.
Imagine if Mass Street was 4 streets wide. Okay, so 4 blocks wide and 10 streets long, and at every shop they had animals,
livestock, fish,
livestock,
fruit,
bats,
food, bats, bugs,
centipedes,
snakes,
all stacked up on top of each other. Okay, where the ferrets are on the top, and the ferrets that they eat are shitting on the rabbits that are shitting and pissing on the turtles.
Bats.
Yeah, on the bats. Okay, and all these fucking stuff that those animals have, that humans that we don't have a problem with, but all those fucking germs and diseases and shit are all combining, and then you have cut meat, okay, and vegetables. Vegetables produce a lot of
parasites.
Thank you. Yeah, all this shit is in a soup together, okay. Well, the Wuhan district where patient 0 came from was a 55-year-old man that spent all of his bought all of his food from a wet market. Okay, so more than likely, this pathogen was developed in one of those wet markets from really poor conditions. And also, these places, they don't have sewage systems. They don't have fresh water. So the shit just runs out in the street and everybody's walking through it. And it's just, fecal matter in every direction.
Yeah.
So as this happens, the world is looking at China and saying the price that we pay at the register is obviously not worth it.
Yeah.
Because these Chinese products and shit that we're getting for pennies on the dollar that we can't afford in America, is it worth us to buy, 1,000 pieces of whatever at a cut rate price to have it made over there and then we save money and then we have more money to spend here in America, although
because we're consumers, a consuming society, and that's all we do is consume.
Exactly. So, and China's reaping the rewards of that, but at the same time, they're not really paying. The people that are making the money there are all on the very top. Their workforce is poor, still very, very poor, but they don't have an option, and so they're forced to live in these terrible fucking conditions, and then this shit happens, in those situations. Whenever you have people living below the poverty line, they treat themselves very poorly. They don't have access to clean water
or healthcare or anything. A doctor,
there you go.
Anything of the above. They go to their raksha or whatever, whatever you call it.
The shaman.
Yeah.
So, I don't think obviously now finally we're truly
independent.
No, the price to pay is catching up. We've been robbing Peter to pay Paul. And now Peter's coming, and he's coming in the form of a virus. And so he's going to collect. And I think it'll change a lot. I hope that it does. I hope that America's like, that's fucking it, dude. We're done with this shit.
We're making our shoes and our boots here.
We have to do it. We have to do it.
A sense of nationalism.
And okay. I'm so fucking sick of people saying that nationalism is a problem. We should have pride in the things that we make and consume. We have neither of those right now. But we're wealthy as a country. Even the people that live in poverty in America are still
above every other country.
Yeah, exactly. So if we can become self-reliant on ourselves and be an exporter instead of an importer, like Scott was saying, instead of being a consumer, if we can become another manufacturing company. But the thing is, because this is America and we are a quote-unquote green country, we are a progressive nation, we're going to have to figure out how do we do this in a way that does not completely ruin the environment. Unlike China, and unlike our last cycle as being, during the Industrial Revolution, where it was a free-for-all and everybody, all things were just it was all pollution. Right. So do we have the technology now to take that manufacturing back and do it in the same way that Scandinavian and European countries are doing, and pay our workers and become a productive, healthy nation? Or are the people at the top that have all the money, that control the policies and the power and the lawmakers and have lobbyists, are they like, fuck it, we've got all the money, we've got all the power, you peons are just going to consume all your shit from China, and we're going to take some net losses every once in a while. 500,000 people are going to die from these fucking viruses.
Too bad, so sad.
Too bad, yeah. What will really happen?
We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we're going to find out. And I'm not going to tell people the way to vote, but I can tell you there's one guy that'll vote one way at presidential candidates, and there's another guy that will vote in the people's best interest, not in his best interest.
So what about everything coming from China? How are we going to have the technology that they have if we start making our own products here in America? How are we going to have their technology bring in whatever they do.
We already have it.
They're stealing our technology.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
They're just not paying their people. So it's all communist. I mean, it's all.
Let me give you an example of the way it's done in China.
I'm trying to think of the way to. Yeah.
Let's say you own a widget and trinket shop. We've done this before with Mike. Mike had a trinket shop once. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So let's say you own Trinket Company Incorporated and you're doing really well for yourself. And you're developing widgets and trinkets and you're selling them for a really good profit. And the American government comes in let's say you start making $150,000 a year. And the American government will come in and say, if you let us nationalize your operation, you'll make this much more, your productivity will go up this much more, but we're going to control the company. We're going to tell you how this is run, and yeah, you'll be making more, but we're going to take more. Okay? Now, the thing is, that's non-negotiable. At the point whenever they come in, it's theirs. You can't fight them on this. This is just the fucking way it is there. Okay, so these companies that manufacture stuff, they're forced by the Chinese government to be state-run. You know, and we saw the same shit in the USSR. It was different, but very similar at the same time.
And their media is all run by the state. The government tells you what you hear.
Yeah.
The government determines what news you get and don't get. If the government decides it's 70 and sunny, it's 70 and sunny.
Never mind what the actual temperature is.
Yeah,
Right.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
But I mean, so a lot of this, like if you look at this, this whole pandemic, this whole global crisis, I don't even know if it's really a crisis yet, but it's definitely an issue. So this goes back to, which my dad and I spent a bunch of time talking about this because, so back in like World War I, 1917, 1918, a guy from Kansas was in the army, got shipped to Germany, wherever the hell he went, had the flu, took the flu with him. The flu killed like 1 million something people around the world, a giant percentage. I don't know what the numbers are. I mean, it's probably more than 1 million. I mean, maybe, I don't know. A whole lot of people died from the quote unquote Spanish flu. You can look it up. But this is
it's in the Geneva Convention.
So the thing is that it was wartime, so nobody's talking to anybody.
Yeah.
And so the Spain, whoever, are the only ones putting out any information about the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
So that's why it got named the Spanish flu.
Really?
But it killed all these people, and it was just basically the flu from a guy in Kansas that got shipped over there in the military. And it killed a global amount, basically like a black plague.
Yeah. Similarly, whenever the fucking people came over to America from Europe, there were more Native Americans that were killed by disease.
Oh, by measles and stuff like that, yeah.
Than they were killed by actual pilgrims shooting Indians.
On purpose. They did that on purpose. I mean, yeah, it happened just a disease, but then it got to the point where colonization, they would take blankets with the measles, like people that were sick with the measles and stuff, and give it to the Indians and kill them.
Fucked up. I don't think, and there are people that are like, this is a genetically modified disease or virus. And go ahead.
What do you think's happening for real right now? And this virus is the cover up. What do you think's actually happening?
Nothing. I don't believe that anything's actually happening. Although
this is just another conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I did see a little snippet about some fucking shit that's going on in Iraq right now.
Yeah, they've had some bombings and stuff go off. They killed a couple people. A couple people of Iraq got killed, but it wasn't like some huge operation.
That's every day though.
Right. But and that's terrible. Like, I don't want to say it like it's just every
I understand,
day, but
yeah.
But that's the other. I mean, dude, there's so many that I've heard and talked about, but like on the conspiracy side, like what in the world is happening that we are not seeing because the media is too busy talking about the virus?
Call me naive, but I don't believe there's anything going on right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're in Lawrence, Kansas, and that's all there is to it.
I think that listen, it's salacious, what's going on with everything combined together right now. All factors combined together, at the end of the day, we don't trust the people that are giving us our information anymore. And that has caused, I mean, let's say 5 days ago you got on Facebook. Every single, how many people on Facebook were like, fuck this shit, fucking goddamn liberals and their goddamn coronavirus are trying to hide the truth from me and my government, you know, and that's, you know, I don't mean to mock people, but I mean, that was it. They thought it was going to be a flash in the pan. And now here we are 5 days later and the death toll is rising.
And shutting down when you start shutting down sporting events,
yeah,
which is what this country runs on. I mean, as stupid as that sounds,
okay,
it is.
This is how serious we're taking this. The Las Vegas shooter, how many people did he kill?
I don't know.
100? Was it that many?
I don't know if it was that 50? Many, but a lot, yeah.
Let's say 50.
Let's say 50.
Just go with 50.
Yeah.
Okay. How many sporting and music events were canceled the next weekend?
Right.
None.
Right.
Yeah. But then there's this, okay? And the death toll today hit 50. So what's the difference? I can tell you. The difference is we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. You know, I mean, like, whenever you have one guy with with a gun,
you know what happened and why it happened and how it happened.
Yeah. And I know that's terror. Okay.
Yeah.
And we fear terror. This is a different kind of terror because now instead of being afraid of one guy with a gun, now you're afraid of everybody. Okay. Because now it's not the crazy people. It's everybody.
It's the germs you can't see.
Yeah, it's your neighbor. It's your girlfriend.
It's the UPS guy.
It's the UPS guy. Thank you for not saying FedEx. it's anybody, anybody you come in contact with. It's like, dude, where the fuck you been, bro?
Now we're rolling into allergy season, so everybody's coughing and sneezing anyways. Like, what a terrible time. What a terrible time to have your seasonal allergies, that kind of shit. You better fucking Lysol this shit when we're done.
So I went to Costa Rica. I got home on Sunday, and on Thursday, yesterday, I had a sneezing fit in my truck, and I'm like, I've got it. And then,
This is the
it
end.
got in my head, and I'm like, oh, dude, fuck, I'm getting kind of hot right now, and then.
You gave yourself the symptoms?
Mind you, also, it's 65 degrees outside, and I have a hoodie and a shirt over my hoodie, and I'm running around delivering packages, but I'm thinking irrationally. Okay.
Because of the media.
I get sure. Just because of the state.
Right. The weird time we're in. Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, that's it. I've got it. I've got the corona. That's it. I can't. What am I going to do? And then I'm like going through the mind. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to. What am I going to do with my FedEx truck?
The guy that drives it at night or the next shift or whatever.
No, like I'm like, where do I take it?
Who cleans it?
Who cleans it? How long does it sit around? Where does it sit at? Do I just fucking take it home?
Self-quarantine in your FedEx truck?
Do I fucking quarantine myself? Yeah.
Oh, that's funny shit. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, and I've never been so happy to live further out now.
Yeah.
Than I did before.
And here I am, right in town.
In the middle of it. You're in it. You're in the swamp.
Yeah.
What do they call the fucking Jayhawkville over there?
The fog?
The fog. That's it. You're in the fog. God.
Oh, boy. Well,
we really got off the dirt bike conversation.
Good. That's fine.
Yeah,
fucking Corona ain't going to cancel us.
No, you can't cancel OTB.
No, ain't nothing going to stop
I'm not scared
OTB.
of your germs.
Okay, so that's the thing is like, we're good. I guarantee you, dude, this is going to be one of our highest rated shows.
I hope. Yeah, because nobody has anything to do.
Yes.
You're probably right. Yeah. Nobody has. There's nothing to watch. There's nothing to listen to. There's no sports.
Yeah.
We should have done this on YouTube. Could have boosted our YouTube.
So I ordered a camera.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. It'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, of course it will. We could have held off and done this in place of Supercross.
Yeah, we still can. We
still can do it again
another one tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah,
because we're consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
God, when I first heard that intro from the other day, I fucking died. That was hilarious.
Hey, since everybody's listening, go add my Instagram.
Yeah, that a boy.
There it is. So what is it? Plug it. Plug yourself.
Angell _68.
And that's with 2 L's on Angel.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 L's.
2 L's.
Yeah.
Angel.
Angell. ANGELL.
68 underscore or
Underscore 68.
Underscore 68.
Or you could just type in Hunter Angel.
Yeah. Or that.
Yeah.
Either or.
So what's your next move?
On the motocross?
Yeah.
Whatever. Anything. Life.
I think next week I might say fuck it and either go to Texas or Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet. It just depends on which one I feel like driving to.
Yeah. Oh, this totally slipped my mind, and I just remembered. Did you see that Sedgwick County, Kansas, put a limit on 250 people?
Yeah. So bar to bar had put a cutoff at practice on Sunday, and
they moved it forward too. Yeah, Bruce moved the time of it forward.
Oh, did he move it up?
I don't know what the theory is behind that. I think.
Is he going to run longer?
I don't think that he is. I don't know.
He's probably moved the start time up and
Yeah,
left
he
the
did.
finish time. So he probably added an hour.
Oh, probably he did, so then people can cycle.
Probably.
That's the thing, because he said, the first thing is that I count the staff. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's
all your flaggers.
15 people on the staff, and then, they're literally going to be adding, as they come through. That's going to be priority number one. It's not the track, but the people that are coming in. Or they may have a fucking sheriff sitting there doing a tally.
I doubt it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think they're going to get 250 people.
You don't think 250 people will be there?
I don't. Maybe it's our first part of the year. Yeah, there probably will be. I don't know. I don't know how big his last practice was. He had over 200 at the last one, didn't he?
Entries.
Bikes
on the track.
Yeah. So, being this time of year, this weather, he's going to be the only track open.
Yeah.
Because of the rain. I mean, is it raining now? What is it raining when you went outside?
I don't think.
No, it's supposed to rain tonight and tomorrow. So he'll be the only guy open. Yeah, he should have a good turnout. I'm planning on hitting the zoo. And if I can't hit the zoo, which has totally been remodeled, yeah, actually, I think it's going to be sicker than it was before. I think it's going to be way better.
Cool.
If I don't hit the zoo, I'm probably going to hit bar to bar.
I'm probably just going to hit the gym.
I've been working out in my basement because I didn't feel like coming to Lawrence with all of these germaphobes at Planet Fitness.
You didn't want to share the dumbbells with sweaty Uncle G?
I don't even use dumbbells.
No. Planet Fitness is the fucking worst place to work out at.
That's why I go. Whenever I started, I was like, all right, 10 p.m. till 12, because like I don't really have a set job.
You don't have a bedtime?
No.
He's his own man.
He is his own man.
I can't go to bed until at least midnight every night.
You're a night owl?
Yeah.
What do you do between the hours of 5 p.m. and midnight?
Beat off.
I like that idea. Now, usually I spend a lot of my time in the shop.
In the shop?
Yep.
Are you a tinkerer, or do you just... Do you actually like work and fix on shit, or you just start tinkering on stuff?
I do both. I'll get those really productive days where I'm like, all right, this needs fixed. Or sometimes I'll just like sit there and like dredge over like, I don't want to do this. But sit there and pull my motor mounts off my bike and sit there and sand on them until you can see yourself in them.
Yeah, I don't ever do that.
Yeah.
Or I'll want to get my bike clean, so I'll take it down to the frame and clean every single part.
I don't frame my bike unless I have to.
I enjoy it.
That's the closest to that. No, my 150 that I had last year, I framed it.
Yeah.
But that bike, I mean, I don't.
I framed my 2-stroke, but like...
Yeah.
I don't if I don't have to.
Does it scare you framing them? Like
it's just a pain in the ass. Splitting cases, I don't do that alone.
That I won't do it alone either.
Because there's just too many.
My dad's got to be there. But we had I had my transmission go out on my practice bike whenever I was down at Matt Hanna's house training forgot. Me and Jeremy went down for a couple weeks and trained at Matt Hanna's house before Arena Cross.
Okay.
Blew my transmission in my practice bike, brought it back, and me and my dad split the case. Didn't think about the transmission, every single gear. shifting shaft, everything on the table.
Yeah.
Just falls out.
Thunk.
Like,
out of order. You have no idea what
and
it's...
there was broken parts everywhere inside of it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So it took us a couple hours to figure out where everything went.
Lucky for you, though, and I don't know if you thought to do this, every part that's on a KTM has a part number on it.
They have the number stamped into them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Oh, cool.
Every single part, except for maybe the radiator overflow hose.
That's such a motorcycle company thing to do.
Yeah. So the cool thing is, should you find yourself in that situation where you do dump all the parts on the floor, all you have to do is get on Motorsport and pull up the parts fish. Yeah. And then it's all right there laid out 100% for you.
I did go to there. I went to that website and printed off the diagram of the transmission.
Like expanded?
Yes.
Yeah.
I printed off the transmission, and I think it was the clutch side, just to know where everything went, all the gears, just to be sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was handy.
I don't know. The last time I tore an engine apart was in my Cowies.
Yeah.
I haven't had to do it since then.
I didn't know you back then.
Yeah, that was probably before you rode.
Cowie days was what?
11 to
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 14, I was on Suzuki's and didn't race. No, and then got back into racing at 15, then quit 15. Back in at 16. I don't know. Whatever. Dirt bikes.
So with Denver being canceled, that means you were going to go to Supercross Futures, weren't you?
I was thinking about it. I wasn't sure. I'd had a couple thoughts. I didn't tell my parents. I'd had a couple thoughts about maybe. But I was like, well, now I've switched suspension. I took my Arena Cross suspension, put on my 350, because my 350 is heavy, a little bit heavier. Mm-hmm. And I figured out my 350 just feels better with stiff suspension.
Yeah.
But, yeah, probably not.
How do you feel about the 350?
I liked practicing on it, but whenever it came down to me actually racing it last weekend, that thing was a beast. Like,
A little much?
It was a little much, yeah, but it wasn't like arm pump. It was just like I wasn't as smooth and consistent.
Yeah, you have to ride the mother loving piss out of that bike.
Dude, they're neat. It's like my two-stroke, though. It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I can't do a 450.
The cool part on the 350, though, I felt like I didn't shift. Like, I felt like I rode in third gear the whole time.
Interesting.
And maybe it's the way it was geared. I don't know. It was Brent Reed's 350.
Yeah.
Which was somebody else's
That
350.
was the first 350 I rode. And another problem last weekend, I was trying to ride the 350 like it was a 250. Yes.
But to me, it feels like it is a fast 250F.
Now, isn't that
That's
the way
what
you're
a 250
supposed to ride those bikes? Is like over 10,000 RPM? Because that's everything that I
That's
read
what
about
I
them.
thought.
Yeah, but like, okay, so my 350, it does have a nice amount of top end, like it would feel like a 250, 250F, whatever. But it does still have that nice low end lug.
Like a curve. It's got a nice... I like the hit of a 450. That's why I want a new one. Because when I'm coming out of the turn, I want to full on drop the hammer.
Torque.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want in it.
Chicken wing it.
Yeah, but I don't chicken wing it, bro. I don't chicken wing.
So I rode Ryan Holmes' YZ450 at bar to bar. And one of the things that I noticed is like whenever I was coming out of the corners, and this is the Yamaha, the Blue Pig, that handles like fucking dog shit. It was easier for me to actually, it felt like all the insides were so easy because I could just lay the bike over and pin it. And the bike what it would do is it would squat down into...
It loads.
It would load, yeah, and it didn't want to come in. Like two strokes, you hit the inside rut, and what happens is it loads the back end, not front end. It doesn't torque down. It brings that front end up, which then causes oversteer. Front end comes up, bike stands up, and then you're power tracking, with the rear wheel through the rut. That bike does that a lot. It's taken me a lot of time to figure out how to ride that 252 stroke, to keep that from
properly.
Happening. Yeah.
Have you tried a lowering link or rode a bike or even just a KTM in general with a lowering link?
Yeah, I put the Ride Engineering lowering link on that thing, and I fucking hated it.
Really?
I thought it made the bike handle like dog shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't rode... No, okay, so my 350 doesn't have a lowering link, but I had 2 lowering links because my Uncle Brian was like, hey, they sit a little bit high, so if you got a lowering link, it would help squat the back end in the corner. So I was like, all right, we'll try it. I bought one, and I liked it. I'm not a big kid, so the bike could really make
Could
me
use the help.
The bike could make me its bitch at any time. So
What do you weigh?
now I weigh like 150. But
When's the last time you weighed 150, Jeff? Like
I would
15?
No, I would have been 13.
Yeah.
That was 150 at 13.
I was stuck at either. Okay, so the most I'd ever weighed was before I broke my pelvis and neck, and that was like 137. Got out of the hospital, and I was back down to 122.
Damn.
And
Wow.
yeah, that was I was stuck at like 127 for probably 2 or 3 years going through high school.
Yeah.
I couldn't gain like weight. I could eat
No matter what, it just didn't
I could eat a whole cow.
Yeah.
It just
It went through, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, see, my problem with the lowering link on that is I have FC set my bike up to it because I like a soft shock, and I like to run my forks dropped down all the way in the triple clamp because I ride so far over the back of the bike. I like a really long bike that's rigged out like a Harley. Now, part of the reason that my bike does what it does, where it oversteers coming in, is because of the way that I have it so soft in the rear. But the net benefit of how stable my bike is in braking, like, dude, that's kind of one of my things that I use to my advantage. I can pretty much outbrake anybody. When it comes time to passing, most of my passes are done either going around the outside or on braking. Mm-hmm. Now, I know that's a really easy way to pass people, is just hold it on longer, but I definitely feel like braking is a spot. Because my bike just goes.
You have to.
Yeah.
You on a 2-stroke, like
yeah.
you're still on the gas for 5 more feet because the 450's off the gas. Like it's just the way it is. Well, like you rode mine, dude. It's like a Cadillac, bro.
Yeah, that thing is smooth.
It's pretty neat. It's
Yeah.
really pretty cool, but it's like I don't want to race it.
One thing I
have any
noticed
desire to
about
race
your
it.
bike is that it didn't matter whether you were going up a jump face, on a landing, over braking bumps. It just, the bike was like this at all times. Front and back,
Right.
perfectly balanced. You were going through whoops, and it's just going like this.
Yep.
Like, it's not rocking. It's just going up and down and absorbing.
It works really, really good.
It does. It is. It's borderline a vintage bike, though.
Right, but it's an 07. Like,
Right.
and it feels like you're riding an 07.
It kind of does, yeah.
And I think that's where I'm at with it.
One of the hard problems that I have with that bike is, with my bike, is riding it in third gear, because I like mid, okay? I don't like low end power at all. I fucking hate it, actually. That's why I don't like 4-strokes.
I think that's what I like.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like that.
I really like mid to top. That bike in third gear is the best gear on that bike. Even in like tight corners, you still put it in third gear, dude, and just let it do its thing. And I struggle with it so bad.
Because you're so used to shifting to second and then a quick shift to third coming out.
Scott, whenever I was on 450s, I went through the corners in first gear.
Did you really?
Yes.
But the Suzuki's had, I guess you rode Cowies too, so it didn't matter. But the Suzuki's had a 4-gear transmission.
The one that I had was 5.
Was it?
And the Cowie I had was 5 also.
See, I don't know if I've ever turned in first gear. Maybe in arena cross. But
The reason that I liked first gear is because of the engine braking.
Right.
It wasn't because of the cornering. I like coming into the corners and getting that rear wheel going 30 mile an hour slower than my speed.
So were you shifting, exiting the rut, like your wheel's still in the rut and you're grabbing second gear?
Yeah.
Does that bike have any engine braking at all?
0.
See,
It sounds like it. They chatter like crazy, but nothing happens.
So what I'd found with KTM, or at least their 4-strokes, a lot of engine braking. That's what I like. I mean, yeah, I could ride my 125 whenever I had the 125. It was fun, but the engine braking is what I use to slow down. Like, I don't use as much. I still use front brake a lot because I like that going into corners because it's just
natural.
Just
the riding
what,
style.
Yeah, it's one
you
you're
just-
supposed to use anyway.
Right.
So what you're saying is a rear set of brake pads lasts you a long time?
I could use the same set of rear brake pads on the whole bike, like the whole lifespan of a bike.
That means you're not braking hard enough.
It also means that he has good riding technique.
That's also true.
I used to not. I will admit, I used to have no front brake, all back brake. I'm
Power slide.
Yeah, I'm still bad about that in arena cross though. That's what slowed me down. That was one of my slow points in arena crosses.
Yeah.
I was used to being up front, so I didn't have to worry about corner speed. So I always liked coming into the corner hot, just grabbing just locking the back brake up, shitload of, just sliding it around and dropping the clutch, gone.
Dude, you would have been awesome in the 2-stroke arena cross days.
I see. I used to ride a KTM 125 and the 250B class. So I'd ride in the 125 class, 250B, 450B, schoolboy, whatever. And it was hard on the tracks nowadays because they're built for everybody, but still there were some tracks that I wouldn't get out of first gear on a 125.
Yeah. When I did that race at Hale, I only hit second gear in the whoops. I rode the rest of the track in first gear.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have known that.
And
Yeah, I
that's how-
probably would have never even tried that.
Yeah.
But I guess the 2-stroke, I've never really rode a 2-stroke indoors, so that's probably why I wouldn't
Yeah.
have done that. Man, do you ever watch like Supercross from 01 or from like 02?
Do
like,
you realize that's all that I watch?
I know, but I mean, like, well, no, I'm just saying, like, do you ever go back and watch them now?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man, they jump in those triples on those 120, like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Dude,
to make that out of the turn.
The most insane is Anaheim 2000, whenever they had that triple quad that like Casey Johnson and Ernesto Fonseca are knocking out in fourth gear on a 125.
On a Supercross track.
Yes.
Like, to me, it's just crazy. And you go ride your 125 and you can barely make the jump out of the turn at Kingsville because it's not building enough power. And then these guys are out here sending it in a Supercross track.
That's the way it was. The best video, my favorite video, is Brandon Jessamine on an RM 125 on the Suzuki test track. Yeah,
I know the video now.
yeah. That's probably the best video of a guy riding a 125 to its full capacity on a Supercross track.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it's called. It was a Transworld video that was uploaded.
Transworld,
like
yep, I was going to say that.
02 or 03. I'll try to pull that. I'll figure out what the name of it is because it's worth. I want people to be able to pull that shit up.
Man, it's like the guys I think of is like, so 01, 02, I'm thinking like Travis Preston, Travis Pastrana, like how big those dudes are. And then they're jumping on 125 and riding them the way they are. I just don't get it. Stick your mic to that. Or can you upload the audio?
I could, but
That sounds so good in the headphones.
okay. So it's. I think the guy misspelled his name. Anyway, it's Brandon Jessamine 2-strokes rule, uploaded by Scotty Stewart, and the video is absolutely fantastic. Here comes the whoops. This is the best part.
That's nasty.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's the
That's
vid.
nasty. That's
Yeah.
so nasty. I'm glad we added that. I'm glad we found that.
Yeah. So I would suggest to anybody just watch that video on repeat. Also, any video of James Stewart riding on KX 125. On
Yeah,
Supercross.
like the one riding at Dade City and whatnot in the
Yep.
night. Dude,
Oh, that's
just
a good video.
unreal. And I don't know, like I had a 125, that Cowie I built a couple years
Yeah.
ago. That thing was sick, and I could go really fast on it, but it's not that.
You were also going nowhere at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I was going super fast, but nowhere. Like
You
you
feel
never
like
touched the brakes.
You feel like you're hauling ass.
Yeah, and you're not really going anywhere.
I will say, the last time that I rode my 150 out at the zoo, whenever,
That's the day you rode my 2-stroke.
yeah,
That's probably like the last time we rode.
that was I got like 1/10 off of Brandon Yates's time, and he was on a 450 on Lap King.
There you go.
Ooh, I was mad I didn't get it. But now it's a new track layout.
It totally different. Flipped it the other direction, new stuff, new everything.
Well, I'll have to go out and reset that shit. All right, boys, we've done 2.5 hours.
That's pretty good.
That's
Damn.
yeah, I know it goes by so fast, doesn't it? Yeah. Let's wrap it up there because it turns into a really large file and it's a pain in the ass to save. So, anybody, I'm sure you got sponsors. Go ahead and take the time to thank them.
All right, yeah.
He's got a list.
Yes.
Somebody else made a list. Who made a list?
Was it Brandon?
Brandon might have.
I don't remember who it was. Somebody did.
Oh, you didn't see it. Cheyenne Harmon did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because he knew that I was going to ask him.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I fucking prepped this shit up, and he had the whole list and read through it.
That's so funny. So hit him with your Instagram. Hit him with everything Hunter Angell you got.
Yeah. So follow me on Facebook, just Hunter Angell, 2 L's. Yeah, and then Instagram hangels_68, and rack those followers up.
Let's do it. Smash that motherfucking follow button.
Get him.
Yeah, I post on the daily or the weekly. Yeah. So.
But you can only get the nudes on OnlyFans.
You got a $5.99.
Snapchat Premium available.
Oh shit, my girlfriend wouldn't like that. But yeah, so I'd like to thank Letco Cycles. First off, for the bikes, all the parts, whatever. Nitro Lubricants, Hoosier Tires, Alpine Stars, Atlas Braces, Mobius Braces, Matrix Concepts, Fly Racing, Bill's Pipes, yes, love them. Marshall Racing, out of Stillwater.
Is Marshall doing your suspension?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Henson Racing, and everybody at the G3 Racing team. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Yeah. And my mom and dad, grandma, girlfriend, all them.
Yep.
My Uncle Brian. Yeah. So.
Good for you.
Nice
Look at
job.
him. He got
Great
it.
job.
He made a list.
Yeah.
He covered it.
Very good. Way to come in prepared.
Heck yeah.
All right.
I'm doing a plug.
Scotty's turn. Hit him.
My turn. Haven't announced it yet. It's coming out April 11th. So my next school. If I don't get this Moberly school rescheduled,
Yeah.
April 11th, we're hitting a brand new track outside of St. Louis called Double Eagle MX. Check them out on Instagram. I don't know if they're on Facebook yet. I'm sure they are. Really cool place. All the St. Louis boys have been riding over there, but it hasn't really opened yet. They were supposed to have their opening practice tomorrow, and they canceled it because of the weather, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
So they've postponed it. But April 11th, I'm doing a school there. Keep an eye out. I will be posting about it and opening it up for registration here pretty quick.
I'm trying to find the link to the Midwest MX series. Where would I find that on Bill? You think Bill would have that?
Just Midwest MX. I think it's on. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, Midwest
MX.
There we go. I want to pull up the schedule. So also, KMCS has their first race. Well, shit, that's in Sedgwick County.
21st and 22nd. They just posted today that it might get rescheduled. They're waiting to see what happens. I think they're going to decide by like next Wednesday.
Okay, then we'll just say this much. KMCS is a sponsor of the OTB show and network, and we are very thankful for all of the work that John Paul Powell puts into local motocross racing. And so I just want to say, pay attention to their Facebook to have a full scope of what's going on as the coronavirus
changes everything.
Yeah, as it changes everything. How do I say it? As the coronavirus response is, so liquid. So, I mean, obviously everybody knows this. It's
just keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Okay, so also with that being said, Midwest Extreme Park 329 and 419, Grain Valley MX 517.
Can't wait.
Adrenaline 6-7 and Grain Valley 726. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races. Each track has 2 events. Last weekend was Adrenaline for round number 1. Go to midwestmx.com and check out their schedule. And honestly, I'm just telling you the schedule, not even because they're a sponsor, but because I want to see people at the motocross races, and I want to see people. Listen, guys, I mean, we're going to have to kind of take this into our own hands as this virus thing spreads. If the state of emergency stays the way that it is, and the motocross promoters are only allowed to have 250 people, I mean, if the state of Missouri or the state of Kansas says, hey, this is the way that it has to be for the next month or however long it is, take into consideration everyone else. Number one, don't come if you're sick. Don't go anywhere if you're sick. Think twice about something. Okay, that's common sense. Everybody already knows that. Number two, and this is specific to the motocross races, leave the wife and kids at home. Okay? Be considerate. Only bring yourself, or travel with a buddy. Okay? I understand a lot of people don't like going to motocross races by themselves. But think about everybody else. If it comes to the point to where it's a one in, one out deal, and the motocross track has to limit the number of people that they're letting in, let the people that are paying the most, the racers, be the ones that are. If they have to cap it at 250 people, you follow what I'm saying, Scott?
I'm with you.
Okay, so yeah. If you're going to go to the races and it's under these kind of conditions, please be considerate of everybody else. Don't bring 7 kids and your wife and your side chick to the race on Sunday, because you're preventing a bunch of other people from being able to come and race. So try to keep things at a minimum. Keep it tight. It's going to be a weird time.
They say you're not supposed to carpool.
Yeah. Okay.
Your germs, my germs.
There you go. As soon as this is over, I'm climbing across the table, and we're gonna.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
We're gonna get these. I'll spit in your mouth and accelerate your symptoms.
That is a weird time around here right
That's
now.
weird. Table just did something funny.
All right, let's. What do we got? We got.
Okay, so
KMTS.
Yeah. All right. So
hit him with the list. Hit him with the list. We gotta shut this thing down.
Yeah. Let me just pull this shit up. Absolute official. The Over the Bars podcast has been going for 66 episodes now, and as a matter of fact, this is the birthday month. April is the birthday month. So next month will be our 3rd anniversary. So it'll be our 3rd year. We've had many fans, many followers, international following. We've had a lot of different sponsors, most of all who have stuck with us for the entirety of all 66 episodes. Our first sponsor was Donnell's Motorcycles. Bart has been with us since day one and has been a fan of the Over the Bars podcast. We thank you, Bart, and the entire Donnell's Motorcycle crew. Secondly, right after behind them, was Bar to Bar. Bruce stepped on board as one of the original partners of the OTB podcast, and those are the 2 originals that are still around, because I'm looking at the old coffee cup that has a couple of the other old sponsors. But right now, yeah, you guys heard at the beginning of this show, Donnell's, Bar to Bar, Missouri Vintage Motocross Series, Keaton Fawnholtz Real Estate, Fox, Lap King, KMCS, and UFO. Additionally, my personal company, Rip and Ruts, Scott's company, Innovative MX, and Michael's company, Boom Customs, Boom MX, Boom RC, whatever, just Boom. And then, of course, Gimmick, the official coffee of hard work. Things are probably going to be a little weird for a little while. Think twice about what you do and where you spend your money. If you have the opportunity to buy local, buy local. If you have the opportunity to buy in the community, do it by all means. Don't overload the supply chain. Don't stress buy. Don't freak the fuck out and make things out to be a bigger deal than it is, because honestly, cooler heads will prevail in this situation. I don't think you need me as the fucking motocross guy to tell you that, but perhaps it might make a difference to one single person, so I'm going to say it out loud, and plus for my own peace of mind. So I mean, hopefully the pandemic slows down, but thankfully, as all of our favorite sporting events are being shut down, I guess it's a great opportunity for us to ramp up and give you more entertainment. So hopefully we'll continue to pump out more of these more frequently as we're in quarantine.
Wash your hands.
Says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down, and you're only getting mugged if you go downtown. I live back in the woods, you see, a woman and the kids and the dogs and me. Got a shotgun, a rifle, and a four-wheel drive, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. I can plow a field all day long. I can catch catfish from dusk till dawn. Make our own whiskey and our own smoke too. Ain't too many things these old boys can't do. We grow good old tomatoes and homemade wine, and country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. Because you can't starve us out and you can't make us run. Those when them old boys raised on shotguns. From the West Virginia coal mines and the Rocky Mountains and the western skies. And we can skin a buck, we can run a trot line, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. I had a good friend in New York City. He never called me by my name, just Hillbilly. My grandpa taught me how to live off the land, and his taught him to be a businessman. He used to send me pictures of the Broadway nights, and I'd send him some homemade wine. But he was killed by a man with a switchblade knife. For $43, my friend lost his life. I'd love to spit some beach nut in that dude's eyes and shoot him with my old 45, 'cause a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. From North California and South Alabama and little towns all around this land. We can skin a buck and run a trot line, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can